forget to like this video if you like it. Click subscribe, click notifications for future contents, and don't forget to share it with a friend. Don't forget to like this video if you like it. Click subscribe, click notifications for future contents, and don't forget to share it with a friend. Don't forget to like this video if you like it. Click subscribe, click notifications for future contents, and don't forget to share it with a
Shalom, shalom, greetings, blessings, everyone. Blessings, shalom, shalom. This is Mike Allen here from Digging in the Word with a brand new Masculinity Mondays. And in fact, this is going to actually be our last Masculinity Monday. Oh man, yeah, but no need to worry. The show will continue. We got an announcement. When we start on the other side, I'll bring the backstage family on, and so we could talk about a little bit further what we're actually going to be doing with Masculinity Mondays. If you missed last week, you didn't watch the playback, shame on you. You didn't catch the detail, you didn't get the intel. But we are going to be doing some new things here from Masculinity Monday here on Digging in the Word. So with that said, I got my family in the backstage, and we're going to bring them on, and we're about to get it on and get it popping because we have a show for you. Shalom, shalom, blessings, family. Uh-oh, we got sound effects. We got sound effects.
Yeah, you got sound effects.
We got all the technology up this week. Y'all remember last week, right? Y'all know that guy with the headset on last week? That's the guy that had the hand mic the earpiece, and he was popping popcorn in the back, crumbling paper. Okay. But thank the Most High for Ishaz, right?
Yeah, the Nashim, yup.
Yes, they took care of him. Exactly.
They ordered it right away for you.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yes, good. That's good. Blessing, how are we doing? Sister Deborah, Brother Akya, how are you two doing it today? How was your weekend? What's going on? Talk to me, people.
The Most High is in the blessing business. So,
he's in the blessing business. So you sound like a person that's getting the effects of that blessings, right? That blessing business that he has. Yeah. That's good. That's a wonderful thing. That's when the family's good. Everyone is good.
Yes, sir.
Good. Glad to hear. To hear.
And even when they're not, he's still good.
He's still good. He's still good. Exactly. His goodness is not contingent upon everything being comfy for us, right? Exactly. So, Sister D, call for wisdom. What is happening? What's happening?
I'm very grateful because I've been watching in the news, and especially your country in the West, how people are losing their homes, financially struggling, even if they work good jobs, and just very grateful for where I am, but also for the community and the support of the tribe that I was raised in.
Right.
And I was just telling you that off stage, Brother Michael, how it seems that the world is changing so drastically fast that we need to learn this lesson that we're going to talk about today. How we need to work together and collaborate because
we do.
If you're on your own these days and you're a single woman on your own trying to make your way,
yeah, there's so many forces. There's so many forces, right, that are discouraging us and trying to push this idea of being separate and isolated. And I don't need no help. I don't need nobody. I don't need no man. I don't need a man saying he doesn't need a woman, right?
Also,
right?
Yeah.
Right. When Yah himself says that it's not good for a man to be alone, right? And so at the end of the day, he made us for each other. Paul says that we depend on each other. Right.
And the early churches had everything in common. So they were working together on all levels.
They were working together. They understood that principle, right? That two are better than one, right? They understood that, right? And somehow, some way, this is the scheme of the enemy, his devices, his thoughts, that
Mhm.
has been plastered throughout the system, right, of the world, that this
Mhm.
idea that we don't need each other, we can just have our Wi-Fi, our internet, have our tablets, our devices. We can order our things online, and we don't never have to leave our place, right? All the
Yeah.
entertainment is there, right?
Yeah,
Right at
exactly.
the at your fingertips, right? They're there, but
Mm.
it's an illusion, and it's not what we were made for. The human body, the anatomy of the human body is designed to
Mm.
complement with with another, right? To be in unison, to be one with another. And so this whole idea of being separate and being alone, it's kind of corny, you know. So he met us for assembly, right? He
What
met
you
us for
just said
assembly
reminds me of the idea of being on the same frequency.
on the same
Mm.
frequency. Exactly. Exactly. And so yeah, no man is an island, that old, phrase, right? No man is an island, right? And so we saw it didn't do too well for Wilson, right? When
On Castaway.
it took you a minute there to catch it. Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah, yeah. So
Are you talking about the ball that was
the
called
cat
Wilson?
jazz
Yes.
castaway that became his friend. It became his
I know,
friend,
and he
right?
cried. I cried too when Wilson went.
Listen, he was so desperate for companionship.
Oh, that
He
was a good
became best
movie.
friends with the
Yeah.
ball,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was so sad for him. But yeah,
But in a
it's
way, we are. We are. Look at us, depending on social media, so much
yeah.
for
Listen,
companionship. AI
listen,
for companionship.
listen.
Aha.
Mm.
Yeah. Listen, I used to work in the prison system, right?
Mhm.
And I seen big, strong men cry because they longed for being in general population. They could not take and could not handle being in
Isolation.
isolation. Big rapists, killers, murderers, cannot handle, being disciplined in isolation. Yeah.
No, that is a punishment, eh? That is real
Mhm,
true punishment. And
mhm,
now we're
mhm.
voluntarily living this way.
Yeah, and now we voluntarily live in this way. I mean, because we have these technologies or these conveniences that are telling us, like we have everything we need except each other.
Mm.
Mm.
Brother
Everything we need
Michael,
except each.
the pews are filling up. You want to say good
They're
greetings to
filling up. I
everybody?
see. I see
Yeah,
they coming up
yeah.
in the place. Everybody got their bright Sunday
Mhm,
suit on on Monday
mhm.
night. Great beard. What's up, beloved? Blessings to you, man. How you doing today, man? Good to see you, man. It's always a blessing to see your beard. All right, Miss Yahuwah.
Mhm.
the, the Yahuwah family. Blessings to you. All right. Shalom,
Mm.
shalom, everyone. Blessings to you. Ahmed community. Oh man, they
Yeah.
rolling in. They're rolling in.
Yavina.
Yamina
Hello, Sister
Yahuwah.
Rabina.
Yes,
Hello,
yes,
hello.
yes. They are
Good to see
coming
you,
in. They are
sisters.
coming in. They're
Yes.
coming in this place.
And Gracia.
Esteban Garcia, good to see you. Blessings to you, brother.
Shalom. And my
Shalom.
sister,
Ari
Ari.
Heights. Shalom.
Shalom. Yeah.
Blessings to you. Blessings to you.
Mhm.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh man, wow. They're rolling up in the building. They up in the cut.
Mhm.
We got the people in the cut. And so we got this topic, man. Right? We got this topic that we need to continue from last week. Should men be hiring out their wives to another man? It's one thing about hiring her out, but hiring her out to another man, right? When I sent the email messages out to people, I didn't put another man. I don't think I added that on there. But should men be hiring out their wives to another man is the full title, right?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
brother, could you do with us the honors to open us up with a word of prayer, please?
Abiyah, we come before you right now and we say Toda Rabbah to you for all that you have done in every way that you have provided for us day in and day out. You are good. We ask that in the midst of the conversation that we will have, that uh, your thoughts, your ideas, your mind is is lifted up, and we all are able to glean from it, so that we can walk in submission according to your way. We ask, Abiyah, that your hand rest upon all your daughters worldwide that are carrying righteous seed right now, that are pregnant, and we ask that your hand rest upon them, that you give them a sense of shalom in their wombs, that you carry them the full term, and that they have safe deliveries. We ask, Abiyah, for every man that is your son, that he submits and yields to your word, your instruction. And we are thankful that you have provided this platform as an opportunity for some to be able to come back into that space. We ask all these things in the name of your son, the way that you have provided us to come back to you, Yehoshua, and Hashem, Yah, hallelujah.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for the powerful prayer. Thank you. All right. So let's get right into it. So last week on this particular topic, let me pull up the banners while I'm at it, right? Pull up the banners. I'm going to welcome everyone once again to Masculinity Monday. And as I said before, I rolled everyone in on the screen on the panel. This is going to be our last Masculinity Mondays, because we are actually changing the format, right? So instead of, and we announced this last week, instead of it being Masculinity Monday, because we have a more co-ed, right, audience, right, as well as our sister Deborah has actually been coming on a panel. It's like, if it's not a year, it's almost a year, right, on Masculinity Monday, right? Very faithful, more faithful than than most of the brothers, right? She's been on the panel, right? So, but we've been talking about topics that are not just near and dear to men. We're not just talk. You can't really talk about brothers or men. You can't without talking about women, right? You can't really. It's hard to do that. And so, we have a slew of topics that we want to delve into. And I was talking to my beloved brother right here, Aki Yahuel, 2 weeks ago, and in his wise mind thought of something that was so simple that I never thought of. That I never thought of, right? And it made, as soon as he said it, it just like the light say cling. And it made
Hallelujah.
so much sense. It made so much sense. Do bi-weekly. So what we're doing is that we're changing the format from being a male-centered show every week to a bi-weekly. And then we're going to include in the offset week, right, a a matriarchal week.
Perspective.
So 1 week we're going to be talking about issues that are near and dear to the sisters, and then we're going to be talking about issue on 1 week, and then the other week after that, then we'll be issues near and dear to the brothers, right? So we'll alternate the weekends, right? So bi-weekly for the brothers, bi-weekly for the sisters, right? But they'll be alternating, stagnant, right? So stagnated, so that we will be able to cover topics, a wider range of topics, right?
Yes. Yes.
And we will be able to complement the audience, right, that's been coming in, right? It makes sense, right, to make it more of a cold community, right, and talk about topics more fitting to both men and women, because when we talk about these issues relating to men, it only leads to questions to issues relating to women. So because we reciprocate one another, right, each other, right? And so it's important that we, let's try to provide answers, because that's what the show is all about, right? Actually, my little logo up there, the little cartoon image of me, right? Digging in the word, providing biblical answers for life, right? That's a slogan of this channel. So that's really what it is, right? So we can't just talk about the life of men when it is not good for a man to be alone, right? And not talk about his companion, right? So and so that's what we're gonna do. That's how we're gonna move on. So 1 week is we're gonna deal with, we're changing Masculinity Monday to Man Cave Monday, right? And then the other week is going to be Matriarchal Monday. So Matriarchal Monday, Man Cave Monday. So to start this off next week, prayerfully, we will be finished today with this topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Prayerfully, we will be finished with this topic. Next week, we will go right into Matriarchal Monday, right? Because we'll do ladies first, right? We'll be gentlemen and we'll do ladies first, right?
Did you want to tell them the title right now, Brother Michael?
Why
For
don't you?
those, yeah.
Why don't you tell them? Why don't you
Oh,
tell them
so we
that?
can look
Yeah,
forward to it since we got a
for next
cliffhanger,
week. Exactly.
for next
Did
week.
you
So
create a did you
yeah,
create a
I
banner?
did.
Oh yes, you
I
did. Look
did.
at you. Look at you. Shots fired. She coming out blazing, blazing.
But I am curious because
Amazing.
the brothers here left me for cliffhanger just before we started the episode because I
Yeah,
wanted
why
the answer
not?
to
Why
this.
not? Pique the interest. Pique the
I wanted the
interest.
answer.
Right.
So the
Right.
question is for our
Yes.
sisters,
Yes.
is
Is
it
it
biblical for a wife to endure life-threatening abuse?
is it
That's
biblical? And what we're finding more and more, listen, Sister Deborah and I, we get emails, right? We get
Mhm.
messages, we get comments in the comment sections, right? And some sisters are going through it, right?
Mhm.
They're in a vicarious situation where their husbands are believers in word, but not necessarily in deed, right? And they are forcing them, putting pressure on them to do things that goes against Torah,
Mm.
right? And not just Torah, but things that are life threatening. And so we want to deal with that topic. It's a heavy one coming out, but I think we can handle it. And
I
we
am
we gon-
looking forward
I
to
think we can
that.
handle it. I think we can
Mhm.
handle it. What do you think about that,
Mhm.
Aki? That topic.
It's an intense one.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That's
Yeah, it's gonna touch home. It's gonna touch home. It's gonna touch home.
But the whole
Yeah.
point is to hit the pain points, especially the current ones that are hurting the most right now, right?
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Within the body. And I encourage the sisters to keep on sending emails and keep on messaging us when
Yes.
we will try to
Yes.
answer those, especially if there's a group of a commonality of concern,
Okay.
and that's why
Yeah.
we're addressing this one.
Yeah. 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 So
Mhm.
yeah, definitely. So
Mhm.
we are going to pray and we're gonna do our best to listen to the voice of the Ruach to
Mhm.
ensure that we will hear and be sensitive,
Mhm.
for the answers, right?
Mhm.
For next week, as we go through the banners as we normally do here, right? Collectively. And it's not when we say we not just talking about us here on the panel, we talking about all you guys who we gonna
All
come
of you
together.
guys, all of you people here, and shalom, shalom, brother.
We gonna
Strange
come together
chimes.
for the answers, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Because we as a people and as a community, we need to answer these things. We need to
We
lean
do.
in. Our sister Mazura,
Mhm.
Mazuya, how should we say Mazura? Shalom, sister. Blessings to
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
And praise Yah, unified in truth, growing together in righteousness. Beautiful. Amen. Amen. Yes.
Mhm.
Shalom, brethren. Daniel Apia,
Mhm.
blessings to you. Good to
Mhm.
see you, beloved. Yes, good. I'm glad to see Sister Mazura up in the spot tonight
Yeah, she says that she has counseled many women on this topic, and it is
on this time.
it's a yeah. We
Yeah,
need
it's
to
it's
talk
it's a
about
rough
it.
one. I mean, listen,
Mhm.
listen. Hebrews
Mhm.
can be rough. Roughnecks can be rough, man. Can be rough,
Yeah.
man.
Mhm.
And there's a complex too. Like, there's this need of trying to, present the masculine and she's gonna lead and be in I mean, I'm gonna lead and she's gonna be in subjection and so forth and whatnot. We need to go there. Let's go there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Let's go there.
But today, we're not going there
But
today,
tonight
right?
we're not going there. Right.
Hallelujah.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Right. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. So should men is tonight's topic be hiring out their wives to another man? And basically it should be plain and simple. It's a topic of talking about this idea of the wife working, right?
Mhm.
Um does she bear responsibility? Does she bear equal responsibility? And some of the things that came out last week, definitely Brother Ak Yahuel was very instrumental, And it depends, right? It depends on the man, it depends on the situation, it depends on the family makeup, right? Would that be a wise decision or not? But there is a tendency, right, to follow Western culture. For those of us who are a part of Western culture, right, the drum of it, right? And we were trained, we were taught, like most of us, is you go to school, get a good education, get a good job. So that was
Mm-hmm.
taught to not only boys, good boys, and it was also taught to girls as well, right? So we grow up, we each grow up in a co-ed faction, hearing and learning these same so-called ideals and notions about what it takes for a family to thrive. And 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 to be honest, right, I mean, particularly here in the US, it takes a lot for a lot of families, for the average families, to be able to just keep bread on the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
A two income households, like at one point in
Mm-hmm.
time, the one income household did it, right? But we live in a day and time now where um your dollar don't go but so far, right? There's things that you can buy with that dollar, back in the days, that stretched very far now, right? You better dig in there for some more dollars, right?
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
reality of where we live in. At the economy is different, the cost of living is different. So therefore, the demands for creating income for the household, right, to make ends meet, to put food on the table, right,
Yeah.
it requires more of a joint effort, right?
Mm.
And so that joint effort can be very demanding because, there is also a job that is not often thought of in the forefront when it comes to creating a life, a living, and that is the job of being a homemaker, right? Yeah, being a
Hmm.
homemaker, like, it is a job. It is a full-time job for a
Yeah,
woman, right,
yeah.
to
Mm.
be a homemaker in a home. And so we want to deal. Let's get back into this topic to this week. So I'm going to start off with the first question. Okay. And the first question is, can a woman balance between submitting to her husband and her employer? Is that possible? Now, I hear some brothers, often, you know, grieve about, the disrespect or the challenge of the wife with, disrespecting them. But when it comes to now, when they're on the job, like, the behavior and the attitude is like totally different, right?
Mm.
And so it's a juggling act for a lot of women, especially if women, in leadership position, they're leading men, whether if they're in the military or police or fire department or what have you. How do you turn that off when you're at home, right? How do you tone that down, that testosterone? How do you turn it off, when you come and you hit the door at home, right? And so, can a woman balance between submitting to her husband and her employee? What do you guys say? Is it possible?
Well, I think all things are possible, like all teeth are flossable, you know.
She went there.
So
Yeah,
this is a
catch your
very,
breath.
very, very good question.
Hmm.
I was speaking after the live stream last week. I spoke to um, a very close friend of mine, um, slash mentor, if you will, of sorts, uh,
Mhm,
named uh, I'm gonna call him Brother Amir
mhm,
Writer of Torah Culture, and he brought out a very good point in my conversation with him. He said it is a man's responsibility to know the strengths and weaknesses of his home,
Mm.
mm,
which would include his wife or wives. And
Mm.
the point that he was making is every woman a, a master chef? No.
mm, mm,
No,
mm,
every woman is not a master chef.
mm.
Is every woman a master seamstress?
Mm. No.
No.
No, no.
But when you need a garment made, you can go to the one that has the skill, temperament, and availability
Mm-hmm.
to create something. Just
Right.
like when you're hungry for a feast, you can go to the one that is able and available to create this master meal, who's chefs, if you will. In the same
Mm-hmm.
likeness, a man should know his family, his dynamic, right? And if
Right.
his wife understands her position to him and her loyalty to him, then he sets the parameters for how she yields and submits, you know, to another man in that respect. Like
Mm-hmm.
if he doesn't ask her to do anything outside of the functions of her job within the time frame that they have agreed,
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
Right.
she is submitting to her husband. Now it can look like on the job she's
Mm-hmm.
submitting to her boss or her employer, but
Mm-hmm.
the minute her husband calls and says, "Hey, I need you to come home," it's not an argument. It's not a thought. It's not a, "Hey, I need. I'm just gonna let Bill know." No,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
out of
Right.
respect.
Right. Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Oh,
it's
Mm-hmm.
possible.
it's
But if you
possible.
send the wife or the woman into the field to work for a man who has an ulterior motive, who lacks faith in you,
Mm-hmm.
Salah, who lacks faith in you, then you put yourself in a position where ultimately what she's doing is she's setting herself up. She got a separate bank account. She got now this job. She has her own, to where eventually, if she doesn't agree with you, she'll just skate on
Right.
her own.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. Sis,
Wow.
what can a
It
woman
is
balance between submitting to her husband and her employer? Is it possible?
the word balance there is what I'm hearing that's a little bit hard. Like it's not a balance because like brother said if her husband has the trump card, he says, he calls on you, you leave. There's no balance there. It's not an equal submission. Because balance says it's equally, equally submitting to my boss as I am submitting to my husband. And you see the confusion as a woman here.
Yes,
We
yes,
cannot
yes.
serve two masters, right?
Right,
So
right. Y'all coming out slinging, slinging. Okay,
it's
so
not.
so
Hmm.
so you're saying that if
Hmm.
she has to balance,
Hmm.
then that's a problem.
Well, balance. The definition of balance is equality in that sense,
Mhm,
right?
mhm. So if she has to
What she's
balance, there's a
saying,
problem.
Mm.
Mhm, yeah, go
if
ahead, brother.
she's balancing, that's a problem.
That's a problem because she's managing, right? Between it's kind of like a man who has two wives, right? And he's navigating and balancing, making sure that there's equity, right?
Okay.
Now, if
Yeah.
she has
Yeah.
a husband and
Hmm.
she has a boss, an employer, right? And she's balancing now, she's balancing to see for equity. So, in other words, it kind of like puts her in a sense like a sense of leadership.
I'm in a polyandry
Yeah,
relationship.
polyandry, right, right,
You see
right,
how
right.
it can be, brother. And I'm going to give you some comments here. So, Strange Time
It
says
is,
it's hard.
it is
Yeah,
hard. It is hard.
and this sister here says,
Yes, hard truth, but no, she cannot. Sadly, many of us bring work home, and that's what throws off the balance. It's possible, but not healthy mentally or emotionally, or the proper function of a home. Hmm,
mm,
I like that. I
and
like that. I like that.
he
Yeah.
agrees with him.
He's
Yeah,
Torah coach. He said exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Every woman is not the same. Facts. Right.
mm,
And
Yeah.
true.
you were hitting on something. You
Mm,
were hitting on something. You said
Me.
yes. You said two words that struck a chord:
Mm-hmm.
equity
Yeah.
mm,
and equality. They're
Mm-hmm.
not
mm,
the same thing.
Not the same. Not the
And
same.
so her responsibility is equity,
Mm-hmm.
not equality. Like
Quality.
Sister Deborah was saying, she can't serve two masters. That's
Right.
mm,
equality.
Right.
mhm,
But
Right.
what she is called upon to put into the work that she's doing,
Mhm.
equity. And it's
Equity.
not going to be the same.
And it's not
Mhm.
going to be the same. Right. Right.
Mhm.
Just like there are different members of the body, right? But they're not equal. They may have equity, they all have importance, right? They make
Mhm.
their importance because they all make a contributions that are significant, right? That are important, but
Mhm.
they're not equally the same. Right.
Yeah. So even if my energy, let's say I throw all my energy to my secular work and then I have
Mhm.
nothing left for my husband,
Right. That never
you
happens.
know, no,
That never
never
happens.
happens. Never, never,
No,
never.
no,
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 no, no.
no.
Of course not.
It starts with the foundation first. When they
Mhm.
got married, what
Mhm.
was the objective and what were the agreements made first? Many get in marriages with the idea of love conquers all. Yeah,
Mm, mm,
this is true. This is true. My
mm.
wife started doing things her own way before the rebellion manifested. By the time I realized, she was bragging about her salary and how she is independent and could make her own decisions.
Ooh.
Eh.
So, what do you say about that, brothers? Was this a cause of it? Was
It can definitely lead to an independent mindset, right, in a
mm,
woman because there's something, and I don't know whether we touched on it the last time. Did
mm,
I take? I think I deleted those banners. I'm not sure
mm,
whether if it, I'm not sure whether if we touched on it the last time. But one thing that Yah says to the woman is what once he was calling her into account, right, for what she did, the sin
mm,
that she committed. What was the thing that he said to her, Ak? What was the thing that he said to her?
He said to her that pain was going to be with increase with childbearing.
Mhm.
And
mhm,
he also said to her that now she will be essentially under her husband and he will rule
Little over her.
over you. Her desire would be to her husband and he will rule over
Right,
her.
and
right,
he would rule
right,
over it.
right. And
Mhm,
so that last part, desire and rule, right? He, her requirement from then on is that she cannot have one without the other, right?
mm,
She definitely cannot have desire and not have the husband rule.
mm,
He must rule. Like that's an indicative, right? That's a
mm,
command, right? That he must rule over you,
mm,
right? And so it's not that, if he wants to, he must, because your desire left unchecked will
mm,
be destructive. And
mm,
so we are taught in this Western world to go into the marriage with this 50-50 mindset. She's her own person. She's intelligent. Why? She even has her own degree, right? She's an accomplished woman, right? She has a decent salary. She's in a reputable career, right? Um,
mm,
and so all of that yada yada yada, right? Without him ruling over her, it's a recipe for disaster. Right now, one of probably the best uh 3-point shooter in NBA history is going through it with his wife right now. Stephen Curry. Those of you who know basketball, this guy is clearly a Hall of Famer, and he got
mm,
years left to play in the game. Right? Um, they went to school, high school together. Right? She had ambitions to become an actress and so forth and whatnot. And it's been on, and they've been married now throughout his career. I think when she was like 20, 21 or something, I think got married.
mm,
And um, the thing is that uh his career catapulted, right? When they first started seeing each other, he was thinking about being a coach, right? Because he didn't really, because he
Yep.
was small, a small guy. He didn't really,
That's what he said.
but he developed, and
mm,
now he is a superstar in the league. And the
mm,
guy is worth $1 billion, right? And the thing about it is that, you know, she is in a shadow of his success. but she's a woman who's always thought that she was better than her man.
Well, there we go. Trouble. Yeah.
She
Yeah.
always thought she was better than him. So,
Mm.
down through the years, the past few years, probably say 4 or 5 years, she's been doing these different public interviews, these public appearances, and she's been making these statements. Like, I didn't never really wanted to be married. I never really wanted to have children.
Oh wow.
Like, stuff to that effect. Like really dissing him, right? And
Mm.
him being so graceful because he realizes it's a business thing. He'll show a family photo or post something that up on his social media.
Mm-hmm.
Or he'll take photo ops, right? Cleaning up her
Mm-hmm.
mess, where she's just constantly just creating problems for him because she's unhappy. She even says that she loves the attention of men. It bothers her that men don't. She was in a round table with what's the name? Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett.
Oh well,
We don't
birds
say
of
her
a
name in my
feather.
house. Look,
You know what I'm saying?
we don't say it. We say Will Smith's wife in my house.
Yeah. Her mother-in-law, her own mother-in-law, Steph's mother, right, is there on the panel. They having a roundtable discussion, and she's gonna say that it bothers her that men are not checking for her.
It
You're a
bothers
married
her,
woman with 4 children,
and she
right?
needs attention of men.
One of the most
Yeah.
successful athletes, right,
Wow.
of our day and age, right? And
Wow.
and you have everything that you need. And if you wanted to do, you wanted your own career, you have every opportunity to do it. You can pay, you can afford nannies, everything. You don't have,
Mhm.
there's nothing stopping her
Yeah.
from going
Yeah.
after what she wants to go after.
Yeah. This
But
is dangerous.
but
Mm.
this is the independent mindset, right?
Mm.
And if it's not put in check, or the mind can be developed, like a woman's desire can develop into a dangerous independent mindset. That's why most of the divorces are filed by women.
Yeah.
Why?
We.
Because from
Yeah.
the onset they were not put in check. And a lot of times when many of us brothers, what we find is we learn about Torah, right, when we've been married already,
Yes.
and it becomes hard and it becomes difficult to pull in the reins. It becomes hard and difficult to turn this ship around when you got this wife that when she started off, sailing ship, right? She had a certain attitude and she had a certain mindset that, became, as time went on, she became more independent in her thinking, right? And it becomes harder and harder to be able to control her, right? Because her desires has been unchecked from the beginning.
It's
And
yeah.
so
It's
y'all decide
wow.
she must be under his dominion. She must be under his rule.
Interesting that he had to tell Adam that because maybe he thought it was optional.
And mind you,
Uh,
we're talking about a woman who did not go to the university.
mm,
We're talking about a woman that was not tainted by Western society. We're
mm.
talking about a woman who came from perfection
Yeah. And who had a perfect man.
and who had a perfect man. Y'all said she needs
Mm.
to be put in check.
Mm.
Any
Mm.
comments? Anything you want to add to that,
Lots
my
and
brother?
lots of
Uh,
comments. There's lots of
that's so
comments.
shameful.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so shameful. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Mm.
it's embarrassing. I can imagine the embarrassment that he is going through. She's taking photos with his teammate, and he's all
Yeah.
teammate,
Yeah.
all of got his arm around her. She's taking
Yeah.
photos with Drake and like a groupie. Like, just so she's just
No, it
embarrassing that
is.
guy.
Whew.
Yeah,
There's a
she's
lot of
just
comments, and we can catch up on a little bit with us
he's
here.
such a nice guy. Proverbs 11:1. We want to let's go there. Let's go there. Proverbs 11:1. But again, you guys can talk, please.
Yeah. Okay. You pull that up. Um, and I'm going to read
on
another one as you pull that up there. So, Sister Yabia, hello. She says,
Mhm.
desire without knowledge is not good, and whosoever makes haste with his feet misses the way. That's Proverbs 19:2.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So,
But the
so
one that you're pulling
Mishlei of
up is
Proverbs 11:1 says, "A deceptive balance is an abomination to
Is an
Yah,
abomination.
but a
Yes.
just weight is his delight."
Is his delight. And what's the 2023? Do you have it?
I'm pulling it up now.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs Mislay 20.
Hmm.
This says differing weights are an abomination to Yah, and a deceitful balance is not good.
Yes, and the
A
deceitful
deceitful
balance.
balance.
Balance,
So
right.
again, we're talking
Right.
about the
So,
word
yes, and now,
balance, right? In
yes,
that
and now going
question.
back, going back to the
Yeah.
question, right? Going back to the
Yeah.
question. Let's go back to this. Let me,
Okay.
I'm clicking it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Can a woman balance between submitting to her husband and her employer? So, if we're going to use the biblical vernacular, I think it would be good to say it should be a just balance. It should be a Yah-fearing balance. If she's going to balance anything, it has to be a Yah-fearing balance. Yes, I owe allegiance to my employer, but my husband has ultimate rule by default. When he calls, I must answer. Right? That's a just balance. You know what I mean? If there's any balance, she's got to juggle from her end, because at the end of the day, is it not up to her? Is it not her responsibility? It's not the onus on her to navigate where her loyalties are going to be from her own will. She has a choice in this matter,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She can decide to be the employee of the year, right? And then she can decide also to create manipulating problems at home.
Mm.
She could be the model employee on the job. And if it's something that's not known to her husband, when she comes home, she can be a total different person. And he not even realize it, especially if he's not taught in Torah. You get what I'm saying? And this is what happens. Men give a lot of free reign, right? Because this is how they're taught. This is, you have to treat her with respect, right? This is how they're taught. Like, she has her own mind, This is how men are taught, right? Like, like most people, they don't have no one to counsel them before they get married, right? No one taught them in the home how to be married, right? In this society, in this day and age, because that be the case. This parents are not even involved in the decision making, right? In terms of who their children are going to get married to. So we're so
Facts.
far removed
That's
culturally,
it.
right? As a society, we're so
Well,
far removed.
the picture
Yes,
of
sir.
family has been distorted to the greatest extreme. You've
Mm,
you the man is hidden in the shadow, creating a child, and then he's erased out of the picture.
out of the picture.
Once the child is produced and being raised, it's
Mm,
mom and me,
right, mom
or
and me
mom and us,
and
but
us.
no head, no
No
male
head,
authority.
no
Yeah.
male authority, no male
So
authority.
I have a question, then, brothers. So let's say you are married to a wife that has struggles with this balance thing, because even before she gets into the workforce, she doesn't submit to you.
Yes.
Yes,
I,
yes. So what's the question? It was a question or a statement?
Well, can a woman balance between submitting to her husband and an employee? If she's not able to balance to her husband, how can she balance? How can she submit to an employee?
Okay, so in other words, just how can she
Righteously,
be? Yeah, how can she submit to her employer if she's
employer.
not willing to submit to her husband? That's the question.
Yes, righteously, because I'm thinking it's really in the heart, like you said, it's up to the woman. And if I fail at home, it's impossible for me to balance, or whatever you're going to call this, when I get into the world,
I think it's the
right?
same juggle. I think it's the same juggle that
Mm-hmm.
a man has, right?
Mm-hmm.
A man must balance within himself
Mm-hmm.
his loyalty that he's going to have in a just way towards his Messiah, his master,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Versus what the boss on the job says.
Okay.
So I
You
got an
get what I'm
example for
saying?
you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I uh going back to the same person that I spoke of a moment ago,
Mm-hmm.
um, Brother Amir. He once told me of this very, very, very wise woman that young in marriage, but had a strong understanding of what this looks like. And so
Mm-hmm.
this woman was on her job
Mm-hmm.
and she was very good at her job. she excelled at her job. They promoted her at her job into a management position, right? And so now she's doing her thing. But she works from home, so she teleworks, and she's able to engage with her young children. Um, but now that she moved up into this management role, it started to pull away from her ability to engage and interact and mother her children.
Mm.
And so, rewinding the tape, she had a conversation with her husband about success on the job, and he encouraged her be successful. And in that success, she got promoted. Right.
Mm.
Once she was able to recognize that this promotion contradicts the vision for their home, she went back to her husband, had a conversation with him about what this looks like, about going back down to the position that she had.
Mm.
After that conversation, she went back to her employer and she asked to go back to the position she had, because that position, although maybe less money, provided her the opportunity to fulfill the vision of the home.
Mm.
And when he provided that example,
Wow.
I'm like,
Wow.
yo,
Wow.
young mothers, well, I'll just say,
Mm.
women in general, whoever that woman is should go sit at her feet as it
Yes.
pertains to
Mm.
this
Yeah.
topic, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
she
Wow.
mastered understanding. And I'm going to say this, right? Who her master is, her
Realize.
Adon.
Yes. How
And
true I don't.
so,
Yeah.
right. And so she was willing to take the pay cut because her objective was the vision of the home. So, yeah,
Hmm.
the vision of the home was bring in money, but the greater vision was my job is to cultivate these children while I also
Yeah.
bring money in. So, if
Right.
one of two, if I cannot balance the two, right,
Mm.
then I will reject one, the accolades of one, because the children are the greater thing.
Right. Right.
Yes, for
It's
sure.
like
For sure.
Sister D said it
Mm.
earlier. It's either what Yeshua said. It's either she gonna love one or hate the other. Cannot serve two masters, and that's really what you can't have loyalty to both. One you got to be loyal to. One you have to be loyal to by default, and the
Mm-hmm.
other one you have to be loyal by convenience when it's convenient, or no, sparingly. Put it that way. In other words, you're loyal when you're able to, right?
Mm.
You serve the boss on the job when you're able to, right? You like, so if the boss wants you to have this supervisory position, right, and you can't serve in that capacity, right, you have to be sparing towards that, because by default your ultimate loyalty should be to your master, your don at home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And but a lot of women are not willing to make that decision, and a lot of men are afraid to guide their women to make that decision, right? Because at some point he's got to put his foot down, or else he's going to lose his whole ship.
Mm.
Wow. But it's such a, in the Western world, it's so encouraged for us to ignore all this and not see our husbands as our masters, and not see his mission and raising the children for him as our
Mhm.
priority. It's all
Yeah.
about chasing the promotion and the
Yes.
money, and getting the accolades from our other master at the workplace, that is
Right.
not, always pulling
Yes.
against our heart.
Yes.
Even this discussion upsets a lot of sisters, because they
Oh, for
think that they
sure.
have, even if they're married, they think that they
Yes.
have the right to choose the work over their husband.
Over their husbands. Over their
Hmm.
husbands. Indeed.
And the
Indeed.
mission and his
The
mission, right?
mission and his mission.
Hmm.
All right. So let's go to the next question. When a wife labors under another man's authority, she divides her loyalty. And Yah never, well, that's actually not the next question, but this is actually the answer to that previous question. And Yah never designed her to serve two heads, which is the point that's made. Yeshua says that she can't serve two masters, or no one can serve two masters, right? But let's look at these passages. Let me pull them up on the screen. Okay. All right.
I got the first one up, and then
Yeah, let me pull them up on the screen so that everyone can see it. So the first one is Matthew 6:24, right?
correct.
Matthew 6:24. All right. All right. It's Matthew 6:24. All right. Can you read that, sir, please?
Absolutely. Matinyahu 6:24 states, no one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other,
And love
or
the other.
he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You
Right.
cannot serve Yah and wealth.
So you can't have dual loyalty and you can't have dual devotions.
I think that does hit home today, because wealth can also represent the searching for the finances abroad from working abroad, and the spite that we feel for our husbands. I mean, women are so respectful to their bosses. We're so respectful to the employee, and then we spite our husbands when we come home because we are serving for the money. We're serving, the bag, the cash.
Yes.
And we come back and we look back down at this man when we get home, in our eyes. He's not our master.
Exactly.
It's impossible. It says you cannot, even if you think you can, you can't serve.
Exactly. No, you can't. You can't. Let's go to the next question.
You want me to go ahead and read that 1 Timothy 5:8?
You can read it, but it doesn't quite coincide with this. That was the reason why I was skipping it.
Got it. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Whose house is she created and called to ultimately build? We're talking about loyalty, we're talking about devotion, but whose house? Run's house? No. Whose house is she called and created to ultimately build, or created and called to ultimately build? Whose house?
We kind of have an answer for one of our sisters here.
A woman. You want to read it?
A woman's faithfulness to her ish should transcend the job the same way our faithfulness to Yah transcends captivity.
Exactly.
Consider that.
Good point. Solid point.
Yeah.
Consider Daniel and the 3 Hebrew men.
Yes. So they had to make a decision. Yes. It's a very good example.
Yes. Exactly. Great point. Great point. Her wisdom was meant to build her husband's house, not another man's empire. All right, so we're going to definitely look at those passages. So that's Genesis 2:15. All right. Can you read that there, Ak, please?
You got it. All right. Bereshit 2:15 says, then Yah Elohim took the man and set him in the Garden of Eden to cultivate it and keep it.
All right, so stop right there. What did Yah take the man? Where did he take him?
He placed him in the garden.
He played right, and where he says or placed him, right? And what did he place him in the garden to do?
To cultivate the land, to name the animals.
And to name the animals and keep it. So now here's a question. He gave him something to do. Did he give him something to do?
Yes.
So upon entering into the garden, did the man not have something to do? Did he not have a mission? is what I'm driving at.
Yes.
The man
From the
had a
get go.
mission, right? From the
A
From the
get
get
go.
go.
Okay. All
clear
right.
mission. Yeah.
All right. Could you read the next verse, please?
Absolutely. He said, and Yah Elohim commanded the man, saying, from any tree of the garden you may surely eat, but from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat from it. For in the day that you eat from it, you will surely die.
So not only
Mm.
did he give the man something to do, he knew that he was going to need nourishment to sustain himself,
Okay.
right? He's going to need fuel for the drive, right? He's going to need food to sustain himself. So he gave him the right food, and he gave him the food that he told him that the food of what he's not supposed to take part of, right?
Mm-hmm.
The food that he should and should not take part of, right? So he's getting instructions on what his diet should and should not look like, right?
Right.
Along with having something to do. Okay. So verse 2:18.
Mm-hmm.
Then Yah Elohim said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make him a helper, an ezer, suitable for him.
Suitable for him. We talked about that. We broke that word down, those two words down, helper and suitable. We broke them down last week, right? So he's gonna make him a helper that's suitable for him, right? In comparison to all of the animals and all the other creatures, right? For Adam, there wasn't anyone found compatible for him, right? Or suitable for him. And so he says, I'm going to make him one specifically for him, right? Because it's not good for him to be alone. It's not good for him to try to do this work, this mission that I gave him to do it on his own, right? That's the context. And
Mm-hmm.
so the last verse, we're like, no, that's it. That's it. So he had something to do prior to when?
Prior to his wife being created.
Prior to his wife creating. So again, she comes on the scene. What was there else that Yah needed to provide before she came on the scene?
Seems to be done.
But, I mean, was there anything else that needed to be created once she came on the scene?
We were late for the party, but it seems that we were the last.
No,
You were the
you were
last,
right
right? So
on time.
you were right on
Right on
time, but
time.
there was nothing else. There was nothing else to be
Nothing else.
created. There was nothing else to be created, right? So she came in a full house. She came in a house that had everything that she can eat from, right? She had everything that she needed, right? Steph Curry's wife has everything that she any woman could want. They would kill for. They would trade places, right? You know how
It's
many
funny
women would
you
trade
say
places?
kill for, but there are some women that would
They
literally
will kill
kill.
for, literally kill for.
Don't
No,
want to
I
go
know
there.
what I
Oh,
said.
damn.
I know what I said. They would literally kill for. Yeah, and so she comes on the scene, right? So there's really nothing else for her, and that's to get. But the problem is that because of sin, because of time, because of famine, because of all these things, right? A man's income, right? His job, whatever he does, is just not enough, right? And so he may need help financially. So Aki, in the given the fact that he may need help financially, what is a man to do, you know, when it's his duty primarily, right, to have everything provided for, or that everything should be provided for before his woman comes on the scene? But what is he to do when he can't really adequately take care of himself and his woman, let alone start building a family? What is he supposed to do if he's trying to build his own house,
Right.
but yet he needs his woman to go and work?
Hmm.
Right? Because this goes back to that question of whose house is she created and called to ultimately build?
Yes.
So primarily from the very beginning, what was she created for, and who was she created for to build?
Him.
Right? His house.
Him being the husband. Let's be clear.
Him being the
Let's
husband,
be
right?
clear. Yeah.
the Ish, right? So she was created to build his house. So if his house becomes neglected, right, because she gets this leadership position, and now the kids got to go to the babysitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they get neglected, or little Billy having trouble with his letters because nobody's there at home to really help him with his letters,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he's behind, right, in his work, right? Why? Because she has this demanding job, right? That requires that she spends more time at there and less time at home. So whose house is she ultimately building?
Her employers.
Her employees. Is there any comments or questions coming from the listen?
There,
I know we've
there
been
is
asking a lot of
lots,
questions.
lots,
It's
lots of
lighting up, right?
comments.
Genesis
Lots
2.
of
It
comments,
is
but
lighting up.
but why don't you focus on verse 2, Genesis 2:15? This is what
2:15.
sister asking him.
Then Yahweh Elohim took the man and set him in the garden of Eden to cultivate it and keep it.
Yeah, and to keep it that way.
Keep it
Uh-huh.
to keep it that way. Yeah. I like that. Keep it that way, Adam. Keep it the
But
That's
way
funny.
I put you in there. Right. Strange
yeah.
times. What does he say there?
If a woman doesn't know her spiritual position, her identity in Christ, and her role in the marriage, she may wing it. Like
He
this
may
is what we're
wing it.
doing. Yeah,
And
we're just
here's the
doing.
thing. This
Mhm.
is the reason why it is incumbent upon brothers to know,
Mm.
right? As Yahuwah so profoundly put it right earlier, that he should, or at least the brother that had told him that
Yeah,
it's
Mhm.
his
Amir.
duty to
Yes.
know Amir, right? It's his duty to know her, dwell with her according to knowledge. That's just not just about being sympathetic to her feelings and her emotions and
No,
catering
no,
to her
no.
emotions. No, you're supposed to know the woman because listen, you're her teacher. Husband means teacher.
Mhm. Mhm.
How can you teach your students when you don't know? I mean, let's think about it. The employer does an assessment of the staff to know who what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses, right? um and for who to put it, you will be tested before you can be put in certain positions, right? They're not going to just stick anybody into a position because you want it, right?
Yeah.
If there's a certain technical important essential part of the mission, more than likely you're going to have to be qualified for that, right? You're going to have to be qualified for it. So that means that the employer on the job is studying your wife and her potentials more than you are.
Interesting you say that because also he is teaching us, like the employer, to our skills to improve his business,
To
his
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 business.
ways. So I'm going to be becoming a better accountant, a better salesperson, instead of a better mother, a better teacher for a better
My employer.
wife, right? So my emphasis is to improve my skills to improve his business,
Right.
and I'm not really focusing on improving my skills to improve my husband's business,
Right.
my family
And
business.
so is it safe to say
Mhm.
that a man's responsibility is that it's better for him to hire with his woman within before he hire her out? Meaning if he treats her as though she's a part of his business and he assess her, meaning
Mhm.
assess her to find out what her skill sets are, to
Mm.
gain knowledge of what she can and what she cannot do, what her strengths are versus what her weaknesses are, right? Would he be better equipped to determine, right? Whether it's better for her to work inside the home or outside the home? Would he
He
be
should
better
assess that.
equipped?
Hmm.
Right. Do you
Hmm.
think he should
Hmm.
do you think that this is what husbands should? What do you guys say? Do you think
Hmm.
husbands should be assessing? What do you say, Ak? Is that a
Absolutely.
fear that he should be studying his what do you want to say under that?
Yeah. I think that you're hitting the nail on the head, the assessment, right? So the Most High brings Hawa to Adam and
Mm-hmm.
he assesses her. He can
Mm-hmm.
identify that she was made in his image,
Right.
Adam's image. He can see himself in her, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And then in doing so, he's able to understand, oh, her function
Right.
is to aid me in what I'm doing.
Right.
Imagine
Mm.
if Hawa or Eve couldn't speak.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, now how she's able to be applied to this, to the vision, to the mission of the garden. Well, now that changes, right? Because
Mm.
Adam is given the assignment to name, and in naming, like giving function, right? So this
Yeah.
ain't, Adam didn't say, hey, I'm gonna call the horse Mercedes because it's cute. I'm gonna call the cheetahs
Oh,
Lexus
I
because they
like the
reliably
sound of that
fast.
name.
No, like everything he named
Right.
had
A
an
meaning.
official
Yeah.
meaning, purpose.
Mm.
Mhm.
You know, newsflash: what you name your children matters, right? What you
Yes.
Matters.
call your
Yeah.
wife matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Adam and Hawa now are able to now do what the Most High commanded them
To
to
do.
do. And
Mm-hmm.
the irony is, it talks about cultivating the land, right? So if you think
Mm-hmm.
about it, in their perfection, they can speak. If he's naming an animal and telling it what it is, then the animal's able to understand him.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
if the animal's able to understand him and he says, you are, I don't know, cattle,
Uh,
like you are
yeah.
cows and
Lion.
bulls,
Lion.
you're a
Yeah. Yeah.
lion. When we talk about cultivating the land, it all works on this idea of vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Like when animals run across the land,
Yeah.
there are things that are happening underneath the ground that's working it, right? So,
Yes.
hey, it's time for this ground over here to be cultivated. All he has to do is be able to assess what the land needs and call for what it needs to come, and it does it, right? Ooh, this ground over here, it doesn't need so much weight. Let me call the cows. This ground over here, it needs more weight to vibrate. Let me call the elephants. It
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
ain't
Mhm.
him literally going down and working hard. Like we see that working hard becomes a consequence to the disobedience. So
Mm.
if Adam can do this and she's made in his image in the garden, she's able to do what he does.
Right. 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 So definitely a higher plane of intelligence.
Right.
And yeah, it's a higher plane of intelligence. And so he knew his woman, right? Which is, yeah, and he is a classic example of, either not knowing your woman or ignoring what you know about your woman,
Or you're scared of what she can do.
or you're
Or you're
scared of what
scared what you're gonna do?
you're
Really? Oh,
scared of.
really?
Yeah, but a lot of men are afraid of their women.
Mhm.
Right?
Really?
A lot of men are afraid of their women. They are afraid of the fact that, she has her degree.
Mm.
She has not
Bing.
only her strong opinions, but the society, right,
Bing
has
bing.
expectations, right, that she is supposed to be ambitious and have her career, and she's just as much as equally capable, and so she should have the exact same opportunities as the man has, and to stay home with the children will be nothing but just holding her back,
Mm.
right? So
Right.
men go into marriage with these types of ideals, right?
Well,
Yeah,
So
concerns,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
these
yeah,
concerns,
yeah.
and so therefore they don't think that they have a moral duty or obligation,
Yeah.
right, to rule over her.
So think about it like this,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
A daughter marries a man that her father has set forth for her, and we see concepts of this in Western society. When a woman gets married, she can like be completely estranged from her father, right? But then
Mm-hmm.
she calls him up to walk her down the aisle, and what do they do at the
Yeah.
altar?
Give her
Mm.
away. Give her
He gives
away.
her away, right? So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
symbolically
Yeah,
do it, but
based on
Mm.
appearances, right?
right.
Yeah.
So now
Mm.
let's rewind the tape. Let's say this daughter grows up in her father's house.
Mm-hmm.
She's taught by watching her Ima, her mother, see what reverence and honor looks like. And so as a daughter, she understands, man, marriage is a really big deal because I am uniting my father and everything my father has built to this man and helping him build and establish,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
now her
Mm-hmm.
mindset isn't so much, I'm going to go and be ambitious and I'm going to be this ultra successful. She's understanding that my responsibility is to help build this man. And if I trail off on this ambitious trail, it could cost the relationship of
Mm-hmm.
these two houses that I'm used to bring together.
Mm.
So it changes when we talk about, and you hit on it, brother Mike, about the cultural aspect of it, right? So if
Mm.
we start working on going back to the culture, we look at, okay, I didn't grow up with my father, I didn't, none of that. But if I did, walking into this marriage, this is what it's supposed to look like. I may, you can say my father was a deadbeat, my father this or that. All of that's irrelevant. Let's assume in the moment that you are the greatest creation of your
Mm.
father and
mm,
your mother. They can be all kind of messed up, but you are the greatest thing they ever produced. You can change the perspective of their legacy by how you behave moving forward in the marriage.
so true. So true.
And if
So,
you can take on this mindset, now the idea of you going into the workforce and being successful to whatever capacity is not a threat because your intent is not on necessarily building some kingdom with money, but rather yielding to this man and reproducing a greater version of him and you, right? And now that becoming your legacy.
mm,
You can
mm,
gain the whole world and lose your soul,
Mm.
but you can raise your children to be right and reproduce righteousness in the earth to which they can ultimately change the world by your
mhm.
simple act of obedience,
Yes.
Obedient.
submission, whatever you want to call
Yes.
What do you
Yes.
call it? Right. Yeah. No, that's facts. But so how do you fit in there with the mindset? Maybe you did in what you just said, but how do you fit in the mindset that she may comes into this with, you know, always thinking that she has to build with her man. They
it.
have to build this together.
I think
She
women
co-laborer, co-builder, right? Mentality, right?
I think
Rather
women
than
have the innate desire to be successful.
mm-hmm.
It's his job to cultivate and to direct, steer, guide where you apply it.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes back to studying your wife, right?
Studying your wife. Yeah, study. Right. He has to pay attention. He cannot husband. And when I say husband, I'm saying husband as a verb. He
Mm.
cannot husband on cruise control. He cannot, because that thing is going to be
Mm.
a train wreck, right? He cannot husband
Mm.
on cruise control. Her wisdom was meant to build her husband's house, as you said, not another man's empire. Proverbs 14:1 says, Proverbs 14:1
Mishle.
says, the wise woman builds her house, but the woman of folly tears it down with her own hands. So she
Yep.
has the option to
Yep.
help him build, right? Or she can, with her own hands, turn it down, tear it down,
Mm-hmm.
because she gains outside ambitions, right? That doesn't necessarily complement or build his home, right?
This scripture right here just says that women can work in construction. That's all I see. I'm just
In construct destruction.
Listen, I've seen some women, construction workers with bad backs, bad legs, bad. I mean, they have all kinds of physical ailments, right, and injuries trying to work in construction.
Mm,
Yeah. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it.
yeah.
Titus 2:5. Titus 2:5. Titus 2:5. Titus 2:5 says to be sensible. Hey, here we go. Could you read that from verse 3?
absolutely. Older women, likewise, are to be reverent in their behavior, not malicious gossips, nor enslaved to much wine, teaching what is good, so that they may instruct the young women in sensibility, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be sensible, pure, workers at home, kind, being subject, being subject to their own husbands, so that the word of Yah will not be slandered.
Is it safe to say that everything that's on this list of what the older women are to instruct the younger women, right? That these were areas that the younger women were either ill-informed or ill-equipped in?
It's very,
It's very much
you know,
possible that the younger women, right, that they were coming into the assembly at Ephesus, right? They were coming in, and many of them were not sensible.
Common sense is not common though.
It
My mother
wasn't,
used to
yeah,
say.
it wasn't, right? Many of them were coming
Yeah.
in and they didn't know what it meant to love a husband,
Yeah. Not the other one.
right?
Yeah.
Had husbands who didn't know how to love them.
Mhm.
Many of them were coming in, had children, didn't know how to love their own children.
Mm.
Many of these women were coming in, they weren't sensible. Again, he emphasized that twice. Sensibility and sensible, right?
Mhm.
They weren't pure, right? They were unclean.
Mm.
Many of them were coming in and they did not know how, or they were not workers at home. They were working
Yeah.
other places. And that's the other thing, too.
Mm.
Just because a woman may work on the outside, can she do both? Can she work outside and work home and still be an excellent woman or wife of excellence? A noble wife? We read in scripture. Is it possible to be a worker at home and then be ambitious outside the home? What do you say, Sister D?
You're putting me. Well,
Yeah.
again,
Is
I
it
remember
possible?
last week's conversation when brother you all
Yahuwah.
brought that up. Yeah, because it's about our hearts. Even if I'm working outside of the physical home, I am working for my master, right?
Working for.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so
But
it is
he
the
but
spirit.
say
Sister
that
D,
again. Ooh.
okay, but here's
I'm
a
working for
question.
who? Who did
My
you say?
master. I love
Or a
saying that.
master.
My
A
master,
master.
of course.
Your master.
Yes.
But can I push back a little bit before
Yes.
you go a little bit further? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I
Yes,
just trying
sir.
to.
Yeah.
But is there a difference between work for home or work at home? Because Paul
Mm.
Shaul is saying workers at home.
At home. Well, yes, I do believe that too, because I got taught to work at home, right? So you do need to know how to run a home at home, right? And if you're so busy doing it externally and you're raised in the modern culture, women here don't know how to cook, clean, take care of children, don't know nothing about how to run a home.
No, not at all. They don't know how
They
to.
know how
They don't
to
know how to use a microwave
Uber
oven.
Eats, Uber Eats, Uber Eats, that's all they know how to do. And budgeting and learning how
Yeah,
to be a
yeah,
hostess, the hospitality, all that it has
yes,
to be taught.
yes. Those are other.
Absolutely.
Those are other skill
Mhm.
sets.
Mhm.
But clearly, it's
Mhm.
why would he say that they have to be workers at home?
And keep themselves.
Is it
What do
because
you
it was
think?
a cultural thing? It was
No?
only a necessity for women back in those days to work at home, right? Or
Well,
today
I
we've
think
evolved.
the next
We've evolved where they
sentence
don't have
kind
to
of
work at home.
follows that. So workers at home being subject to their husbands. Because if I'm working outside of the home, I'm not really being subject to my husband. I'm being subject to another man outside the
Subject
house.
to another man.
So
it
it's
could
kind of
definitely open up the door for that. Right.
so it comes back to the attitude of you're working for the home.
Right.
Even if I'm baking bread at home and selling it outside of the house, it's still
Mhm.
for the home, right?
It's for the home, right? So when you look at the
Mhm.
Proverbs 31 woman, right?
Mhm.
We know that she not only worked at home, but she
Mhm.
also did work outside the home, right? She at least did business, right? And
It's not about the look.
in
Yeah.
business you gotta serve people, right?
You gotta, yes.
You gotta
Mhm.
serve
So
people even when you do business, right?
Mhm.
So she understood that just because she did business, real estate, a merchant, she sold merchandise, right?
Mhm.
She still made it her duty to work at home. Is that possible today, or is it necessary for today?
To be taught that for sure. What do you think, brother? Yeah.
so when I'm looking at the Greek word for the workers at home, and thankfully it's
Mhm.
one word and it's not a
Let's
phrase that
let's
I
pull,
have to
let's
look
pull
up
it up.
every individual.
Let's pull it up so everyone can see it.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
this is
mean,
good.
one thing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So workers
Now I
at
want to
home,
point
right?
out,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like it's only used, in this
Strong's
particular
G
reference.
3626. Oikorgas.
Oikura
Oikorgas.
or korkas. Okay. It's only used for what?
We see it just in Titus 2 and 5. Now there may be other places where it may be used, when I'm looking at, as you're looking at the concordance results, because we're using the LSB. But when
Mm-hmm.
we scroll down, according to the Strong's definition, it says to be a guard, to
To be a
be
guard.
where a stayer at home, domestically inclined, a good
Mhm.
housekeeper, a keeper at home.
A
Mm.
keeper at home.
So, you when I think about what you're asking, I think it is a beautiful question, right? Because what it does, what your question does is, or what it should do, is it should now cause the man to question the establishment of order in his home,
Mm.
right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So my wife goes out and she works and all of this, but did you deal with the foundational things first? Does she know, like Sister Deborah was saying, does she know how to be hospitable?
Hospitable.
Does
Right.
she know how to cook and provide? I mean, what I mean by provide is, let's say you brought home groceries,
Mhm.
said, "Hey,
Mhm.
I brought these to the table. Can you
To
turn this
I am the
into a meal?"
table.
a
Right?
meal.
Can you
Yeah.
turn it into a meal? Right? And so now she goes and she resembles, in a sense, Elohim in creating. There's
Mm.
all these
Mm-hmm.
ingredients, and now she takes it and she forms it and she
Mm-hmm.
makes all
Right.
these ingredients into a meal, right?
Mm-hmm.
She
Right.
goes and she takes all of these threads, you know what I'm saying? And she may not have made it, but she put it together, right? So she
Together.
goes and she gets this carpet. She goes and
Mhm.
gets this blanket. She goes and gets the pillow. She goes
Mhm.
and she puts it together. And when
Mhm.
you walk in the door where you had a house, you now have a home, right?
Mm.
Now she can step outside of the home and do some work, if you will, because she understands what she has to lose.
Right.
Mm.
Because
Right.
he understands, right? If he bought all this stuff or whatever, he's like,
Mhm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna lose my family. I'm gonna lose my home. I'm gonna lose. And now, when she has built and established the interworkings, the heart of the matter, now she can go out into the workforce like our foremothers of old and
Mm-hmm.
support the house, and she's not looking to risk losing what she has contributed to building and establishing.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yes,
Right. Right.
yes, yes.
So Is great analogy. Exactly.
Yeah.
So is it safe to say that being a worker at home, being inclined that the home is her primary place of employment in her master's house?
Absolutely. You should be there full
Absolutely.
time. Full
Okay.
time.
Right. Right.
Remember,
Yeah.
So
you know,
the
my stance
outside
is a
job. No. Just let me say it another way. The
Uh,
outside job should only be secondary,
facts. Like,
even if she's a
remember,
lawyer. Even if she's a
her
lawyer.
innate nature, what's in her is to be great.
Mhm.
If you don't lead and guide that, she will be great at whatever. Like,
Right. Right.
Mrs. Curry is great at running her mouth relating to her imagination.
I don't think she's too great at that. Like, 'cause she not smart.
Whoa. I didn't say intellect. I said she's great at running her
Running
mouth
the
related to
mouth.
her imagination, right?
Without, yeah,
If
without
he leads and guides that, right?
yeah.
Now she could have, think about it, right? All these
mm-hmm.
platforms that she's been on,
Mm,
if everything she said was
mm-hmm.
sensible and all of that, right? Let's say she was domestically inclined to be a great mother and she now steps on the forefront. She could have been instrumental in turning the tide of feminism.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She could have been. But
Yeah.
eh,
Yeah.
eh.
You
Yeah.
know, as you're saying that, brother, it reminds me of that scripture that was not related to this, but very similar. When Yeshua says, "Seek you first the kingdom of Yah," to the men.
And his righteousness and all these things will be added unto you. And that's the key. And you have to understand
Mm,
that each home is a nation to itself.
mm,
Yes.
Each home is a nation to itself, and the king, of course, would be the husband. Right?
mm-hmm,
He's the ruler. Yah says he
mm-hmm,
must rule over you. So
mm-hmm,
Yah says he must be the king of the home.
mm-hmm.
Right? Yah says that. The man didn't come up with that title for himself. Yah came up
No,
with that
he
title,
put you in that
right?
position. Mm-hmm.
And so now if you're a part of this man's kingdom,
Mm,
right? If you're a part of this kingdom, before you start seeking ambitions of your own, you must first start with seeking the ambition of the kingdom,
mm-hmm,
the vision of the kingdom, seeking the kingdom's way of doing things, right? Before you go, and that becomes the problem. The problem
and
is that
ever,
order is not established from the beginning.
yeah,
Is that
yeah.
oftentimes couples get married and she has her thing and he has his thing. And it never is centralized under being his thing.
Mm-hmm,
Because that's the model that Yah wants for every home. He wants the man to be the king. He wants the wife to work from the man's kingdom. It
mm-hmm.
doesn't matter that she goes outside, but if she does goes outside, that should not be the essential primary thing that she does. That should only be secondary to seeking first the business of the kingdom first,
Now, everything else
right?
falls in line, though.
And
That's what the whole
everything else will
point.
fall in line.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
like Aisha Curry
Mm,
could
mm.
literally like be a very successful
We
woman.
don't say her name in my house either.
No, we don't get her
we
name.
say
That's
Mrs. Curry.
It's
Are you
blasphemy. I don't even know if you should say Mrs. That's blasphemy, right?
Oh, you guys are funny. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I should never. I should never use her. I should never use her name and Jezebel at the same breath,
My
right?
goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
but that's the key. Like, look at the Proverbs 31 wife. Let's read her. Could we
Oh,
read her? The
this
Proverbs
poem,
30. Yeah,
this
Proverbs
beautiful
30.
poem.
This majestic, yes.
Yes.
You're
Creation.
gonna
Right.
see it in just a second. You're gonna see it in just a second. A lot of people don't know this, so you about to bring out some gems right here.
Let's see. Let's see it.
This is a
Yeah.
poem,
Move.
and when you see it, I'm gonna show you. Like,
Mm.
because I'm glad you're using the LSB. So when you look at the far right hand side, it says Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet,
Yes.
Hey, Vav, Zayin. Those are the letters of the Hebrew
The alphabet.
Aleph, Bet, but we call it alphabet, right?
Right.
When
Right.
you actually look at each verse in Hebrew, every stanza or every verse starts with the letter of that corresponding verse. So verse 10 is the aleph. The first word starts with the aleph. The second word starts with the bet. The third
Oh,
verse,
nice.
excuse me,
Nice.
I said word, I meant verse. The
Verse,
third verse
yeah.
starts with the
Yeah.
gamel. The verse 13 starts with the dalet. It's such a beautiful poem, right? That would be
Wow.
like if I had written this and the first word starts with A, but the second word or the second verse starts with B, the third
Mhm.
verse starts with C, the fourth verse starts with. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Right.
very, very. Wow.
A lot of people don't know that, but if
That's
you
Yeah.
go and you
yeah.
look, this is a beautiful poem.
Nice.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
my bad. And
No,
now
no,
back from the
no.
commercial break.
Yeah. No, that's all right. It's good. It's good. It's good.
No, it's
So,
very
but now,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah. Let's break this down. Go from the first verse. 11. I mean 10.
Verse 10. All right, here we go. An excellent wife who can find?
Mm.
For her worth is far above pearls.
Mm.
The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will lack. He will have no lack of gain.
Mm.
She deals bountifully with him for good and not evil all the days of her life.
Mm.
Mm.
She searches for wool and flax and works with her hands in delight.
Oh, she not complaining about it. Go ahead.
Woo!
She not fussing, murmuring, complaining. Just got me over
Shikamosha.
here.
Verse 14. She is like merchant ships. She brings her food from afar.
So break that down metaphorically. Like, what is he communicating poetically in this verse?
In verse 14.
Yeah, she is like merchant ships. She brings her food. No, her bringing the food is her like a merchant ship. She is like merchant ships. She brings her food from afar. What does merchant ships do? They transport goods, right? They
Right.
transport food. So what is he saying metaphorically? What if he's saying poetically about her in this verse in terms of how she contributes to his nourishment?
That you should not be sending your husband to go grocery shopping. That's what it's saying. You should be going and getting it from afar.
Oh, that's so cute.
I hope your women are listening.
And they are. They are. Listen, that's funny.
If you excellent, you going grocery shopping.
But
But she's
what you're
hustling.
saying,
Like
no,
I think that. What do you
no,
think?
you're laughing, brother. But
Mhm.
it kind of hits on the point, right?
Mhm.
It's like she's going through great lengths
Yeah.
to
She
To
see that
make
this
hustles.
sure,
man is being
Mhm.
fed.
Mhm.
You
not
understand?
just
She's like
him, we
merchant
gonna
ships.
see it
She's like
though.
yo, you talking about wife putting it down when it comes to the kitchen, to the food. Yo,
Mm.
she puts it down in such a way. She's like merchant ships coming in.
Mhm.
So think about what you're saying,
That's
right?
the
So
analogy.
let's say that the geographical region that she resides,
Mhm.
Mhm.
they specialize in a particular type of food. Like I live in the South, right? So one thing in the South that is in abundance is like cotton. Cotton's everywhere, right? So
Yeah.
to get like linen or something else, you gotta step out. Let's just say that in the South they manufactured and mass produced 100% cotton clothing, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
To get some silk or something like that, we'd have to go somewhere else to get that and bring that back, right? Import.
Right.
So
Mhm.
Right.
if we now change that to food, well, what if all we make down here, like Idaho makes potatoes,
Potatoes.
right?
Mhm.
And let's say
Mhm.
they got cows, but they don't have the greenery, they don't have the oranges, they don't have, the citrus fruit, some of these things that we actually need for the nourishment and development of our body. This woman in this verse recognizes that in order for my family to be at optimal performance,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go and get the best, like what's needed, and I'm gonna bring it from afar. I'm gonna interact in whatever capacity, and I'm going to ensure that we have more than just what's available in front of us, more
Mhm.
than just ramen noodles, but we're
Mhm.
gonna have a meal because I've gone
Mhm.
out and I've acquired the things
Mhm.
that's needed for
Mhm.
you to be nourished at for optimal performance.
Optimal,
So
optimal.
can we say
Yes.
extra mile?
Mhm. She goes the
She
extra
goes the
mile.
extra mile.
Mhm.
She goes the extra mile,
And
right?
I hear this opposite going on right now. The feminists are telling us not to do that. How we're degrading ourselves. If the man doesn't provide, you're just supposed to sit there and not do nothing. Just file your nails and look pretty. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to,
Be
get
the
your hands
table.
dirty and go out of the way for the household. You're supposed to be sitting
Right.
here be like a queen, and he has to bring all the merchants from the world for you, right? This is the opposite.
It's the opposite of the fine dining. That she's going to be going out to fine dining restaurants every day for the rest of her
Mhm.
life,
Mhm.
because he makes so much money. He can
Mhm.
wine and dine her, and she'll
Mhm.
never have to see a pot, a pan. You know,
Let me hit
no.
you with something.
Mhm.
Most of the people you know,
Mhm.
if you lived with them, you would probably not classify them as clean people.
Mm,
Mm.
And so now let's remove the people that you know. Or let's just say the people you know and associate with your circle, those are the clean people you know. And once we
mhm.
step outside of that, people you work with, right? So
Mhm.
they not so clean,
Mm-mm.
Dirty.
right? It's they children that are making your food at these establishments
You don't
that
want to
you're
think
eating.
about that.
Come
I
on,
You don't
know.
man.
know
You
if the
don't want to
women
know.
that's making your
Ooh.
food in these restaurants are on a cycle.
No.
You don't know if the men that are preparing these foods are on drugs,
Yes.
Mm.
hitting a line and
Yeah,
accidentally
yeah,
sprinkling a little
yeah,
bit of that white powder in
yeah.
your food. You don't
Mm.
know. So
Don't
wouldn't the
know.
greater thing, the greater testimony of man or woman
Mhm.
be their ability to be able to go pull these natural ingredients,
Mhm.
be like the creator,
Mhm.
Mm.
and create this meal.
Masterpiece. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. And back in the day, we used to be so proud of that, to be able to be excellent chefs for our family. And at least in my culture, women be jumping over each other to show how much variety and creativity
Yeah.
we could
Yeah.
have to prepare a
Yeah.
meal for our family and be
Yeah.
great hostesses. We were trained to be great hostesses and invite them into the restaurant.
Yeah.
Was in your living room. It
Yeah.
was in your
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah.
You were the restaurant for the community.
For the
They'd come
community.
home to you. But now it's changed too much. But
Very
this
laid,
is.
very, very laid back. And we
Mhm.
got a lot out of this one verse.
Isn't it? This brought up your comments for you. You liked it too.
We did a study on the truth of the Proverbs 31 from a Hebrew Aramaic Amharic perspective. Truly enjoy. Yeah, I mean,
Amharic.
Amharic. But if you dig deep into this passage, you dig like it's meaty. It's
Mm.
meaty. It's meaty. And that's
Mm.
and that's like I said, it's poetry, right? And so
Mm.
poetry is really something that when you read it, it's supposed to make you feel it. It's supposed to make
Mm.
you, kind of sense it, right? It's more than just feeding and hearing the intellect. You can somewhat kind of like I would just say you can imagine it, right?
You
You can
can,
kind of like
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how poetry. So it's like a song, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to hit your emotions, right?
It
It's supposed
does.
to hit
And that's
you.
why we love it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it's more than just telling the story, it's allowing you to enter in and experience the mood and the emotions of the story.
There you go.
That's what poetry does. And that's what and I'm not really a big poetry guy, but that's what I can fathom from poetry, right? That it when you read it, it's full of metaphors, it's full of analogies, it's full of right, and that's all designed just to get you to feel it, right? Yeah. All right, let's go to the next verse. Want
Can I
to
just,
read that? Read that,
sister?
read Yabina, please.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, she says she will be in need and devote her strength to provide it beyond food. We say here when we serve Adon with a plate, kiss the palate, right?
Kiss
Kiss
the
the
plate.
plate.
Yeah, kiss
The
the
kiss
plate.
the plate. Sorry, it says
Kiss the
kiss
plate.
the plate. Oh, dear. Okay, okay, that's
So
cute.
the analogy there,
Uh-huh.
that's my wife of 20 plus years talking right there. Is that
Nice. Mhm.
when you serve the plate, you can
Mhm.
like where you're serving this food, it has to be served with love.
Yes.
So
Oh.
Yes.
when the
Mhm.
plate is made, right,
Yes.
Mhm.
it's a masterpiece. So
Right.
I put
Oh.
forth my heart in this.
And your
So when I
best.
bring it
Yes.
to him
Yes.
and he receives this, he knows this plate was made with love.
Made with love. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
an
Mm.
older woman once told us that in church, baby,
Wow.
make sure you kiss the plate when you bring it to him.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
they actually took that, and we teach our
They-
Yeah.
daughters the same thing. Like,
Yeah. The
hey,
same thing.
That's
Yeah.
you better kiss the
beautiful.
plate.
Yes.
They say it's a
With
way to
love.
the man's heart, right? It's a way to
It's
the
through his
man's heart.
Mhm.
stomach.
Yes, to his stomach. Exactly. Exactly. All right. So let's look at more of this verse here, this chapter.
Okay.
The next verse
Okay.
is so she 15.
She rises while it is still night and gives
Mhm.
food to her household and a portion to her young women.
Mm.
So the previous word in contextualizing with this verse is her bringing the food from afar. Now it's really getting. We've been talking about her getting
She's
into
preparing
making the
it.
food, but we ain't even get to
Mhm.
that yet in the Western name, right? But we can
Mhm.
Right?
assume it from the previous verse that this was about her providing food for the family. Now it's
Mhm.
talking about her providing food for the family. That she rises
Mhm.
while in this. So in other words, she's not an Uber chick. She's not calling Uber. She's not calling the delivery guy and none of that.
Mm.
You don't have to get up, while it's still dark to call Uber, right? You can call Uber minutes before you ready to eat, right? You know,
Oh, brother, this is breakfast.
and this is
This looks
breakfast.
like breakfast. She
This is like breakfast.
rises. You go to
Yes,
sleep and then you rise
and you
while it's
rock.
still dark and gives food to the. So she makes
Yes,
sure they eat breakfast.
she making sure they
Mhm.
eat breakfast,
Mm.
right? And a
Beautiful.
portion
Mhm.
and a portion to her young woman. So here's the thing:
Mhm.
she's
Go
not
ahead.
just feeding her family; she's feeding her servants,
Possibly your sister wise, you know.
right? Possibly sister wives. So you would think that
Mm.
the first wife would be the one that could be chilling, laying back, right? And the younger ones would be
Mm.
doing the work. No, this is the
Mm.
primary first wife, right?
Mm.
Is the one who is out here leading the charge and taking the initiative and doing the
Mm.
work. This is the Proverbs 31 wife.
Mm.
This is the Proverbs 31 wife, right? And like you said, possibly these are the wives also of her husband, right?
Mhm.
Right. So Proverbs 31:16, she
For the
makes,
servants. Yep.
yeah,
Mhm.
so the servants, exactly. She
Mm.
makes,
She makes plans for a field and buys it. From the fruit of her hands, she plants a vineyard.
right. So she makes plans for a field and buy it. So what kind of plans would this be? What would we call this kind of a plan? It's a what kind of a
Listen.
plan? You said it,
Well, it
Sister D?
depends on where you live. If you live in New York, we talking about business.
Yeah, so my business. Yes, it's a business
But if you
plan
live
or
down
Mm.
south, you might be talking about literally buying land and
buying
Mm.
land,
expanding.
literally, and expanding it. It's in either way, it's still an investment plan.
Mm.
You're investing your money into this. So she's not wasting the money on handbags. She's
Oh,
not
here
wasting
are
the money
wigs
on
or
wigs.
weaves.
She's not wasting the money on shoes, and
And
she's
the
not wasting
eyelashes.
money the island, the butterfly ass eyelashes where she's flying away. Every time you talk to her, she
No,
flutters
it's the
her feathers.
bonnets.
On the oh.
Yeah, she's not wasting the money.
No.
The money, she's taking the money and she's investing.
100%.
And it's
He
likely
Yeah.
can
the money,
trust in her.
and he can trust
Mm.
in her.
He
Right.
can
Yeah.
trust in
Because
safely.
That is a
she's
deep word these days. Trust in a
trust
woman.
trust in a woman. Trust in a woman.
Well, that means she trusts in him to lead her in
Uh-huh.
the right
To lead
way
in the right
so that
way.
she can trust in him. If
Exactly.
Mm.
if he keeps, I'm sorry for using this analogy, but it's a good one,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So if
Mhm.
she's the cattle and
Mhm.
he's the
Mhm.
cattle driver, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And she's trusting in him to drive them. I'm saying them, but it could just be one, but it could
It
be
could be just
more,
one mule,
Mhm.
right? Yeah,
right?
forget.
Or it could be more,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
But he keeps driving them into the wall. How can
Hmm.
he establish trust in her if he's not leading her to success? He's
Hmm.
leading
You
her
know
to hurt herself.
that
Hmm.
that happened before in the Bible, right? There was this
Yeah,
ass who had to speak to his rider.
yes. Right,
Right,
right.
right.
Mhm.
Literally, it
Balaam,
literally
Mhm.
happened in the text, right?
Mhm.
yes.
I feel like it
Mhm.
should be 1 million plus people on this panel.
Yeah, they're
Y'all
enjoying
be
it.
the glory. Y'all be the
Yeah.
glory. Yeah,
And
so
then
she
you
make
Or he
mhm.
can lead and guide her, and at the end of the day, she gets to rest. Throughout, she gets to eat as she's treading the grain, right? As
right in
she's
the
doing the
grain.
work, she's
Yes,
being able to reap the benefits of the work that she's doing it as she's doing it, right?
as she's
So
Mhm.
doing
now
it.
she's able to look back through the corridor of time and understand the work that I'm doing produced all of this success.
Yes,
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 yes, yes.
yes,
But
yes, yes.
he
Yes.
has to, if he relinquishes the reins and is like, just do whatever you want to do,
Right.
Mhm.
it's going to produce chaos.
It's gonna produce chaos.
But she
Right.
has to trust him, and he can, once she knows the way, he can loosen up the
Mm-hmm.
reins because
Mm-hmm.
they know how to do the work the way he would have them to do it.
To do it, to
Mhm.
do it, to
Mhm.
do it.
Mhm.
Because they
Mhm.
get the assignment that the whole
Mhm.
purpose of what they're doing is about building his house,
Right.
Seeking his kingdom.
That's
Yes.
building his kingdom, building his house, right?
right.
Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Wow.
they get the mission. They get the mission. So she's on script. She gets the mission,
Yes. Mm.
and so it's not something that she's doing ambitiously independently of him. It's
Mm.
about
Right.
building his kingdom. Side note to what Mike
Mhm.
Mike said, many first wives neglect to lead the charge by making room for the second. Yeah,
Mm.
indeed, it's true. But the thing is
Mm.
that if you're thinking, unlike what Yeshua said, sis, unlike what
Mm.
Yeshua said, if your mindset as a leader is for you to be served rather than
Mhm.
you serving, then you'll miss the
Mhm.
whole point in being number
Mm.
one or being the first, right? Because you should be setting an example. You should be making room, right? Instead of you looking to be so, oh, well, I've been here first and I rank this and it happens.
Mhm.
You have first wives that will run the second wives away, right? The third wives away. Why? Because they have to keep establishing rank or priority or their
Control.
time control, and it's about control, right?
Mm.
It's about control. But that's not the case with this woman who's doing what? What is she doing?
She's
She
serving.
rises while it is
Wow.
still night.
Mhm.
Listen, the young women probably still sleep
That's
Mhm.
it.
and gives
She's
food
setting
to her
the
household and
example.
Mhm.
portion to her young women.
Mhm.
So she feeding her family and the younger women.
And she's making plans, man. This reminds me of my grandmothers. I must say, I have a wonderful family. And they were doing that all 4 in the morning. You would hear them in the kitchen and you smell the coffee and you'd hear the food
Mhm,
going. And they're making
mhm.
plans for who's going to go to the garden and harvest and
Yeah,
who's going to go
yeah,
to the river and
yeah,
wash the clothes. And they were
yeah.
making plans. But they
They
fed us
they fed
before they
you.
send us off. Before they send
They
us
fed
off,
you.
they fed
They
us,
fed you.
right?
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, yes. That's
Mm-hmm.
ambitious. They've been
Mm-hmm.
watching the ants.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
from the fruit of her hands, she
Mm.
plants a vineyard.
Mm.
So it's not listen, it's not enough for her to get up for 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, right?
Mhm.
And make all of this food, or before that, even going for afar and coming back with like a merchant ship, right? It's not enough for her to go and get the food, right?
Mm.
Then she got to get up early in the morning, right? Feed the whole family, including the younger women, right, in the
Mhm.
house. And then she takes and makes her plans or investment plans to buy a field so that from it, she can plant with her own hands.
Wow. Beautiful.
Shall
Beautiful.
we say that this woman is not lazy? Is it safe to say that she's not lazy?
She's also preserving the legacy of her sons by buying this field and expanding this man's kingdom.
Mm, mm,
Mm.
mm, mm,
Smart
mm.
woman. Smart
Smart
woman.
woman. Smart woman.
Yes.
Well,
And
You
you're
don't even say
asking,
that.
let's see. No,
yeah,
you're
no,
saying that.
that's a good observation, because again,
Mm.
we I think we touched on this, if I'm not mistaken, I think last week when we were talking about Sarah, right? Or if not, then we did it on another stream. But we were
Mm.
talking about how, I think it was last week. She recognized, when Hagar did what she did, when Ishmael did what he did, right, by mocking Isaac, she recognized, that it was her duty to protect the legacy of her son.
Yeah.
So a wife of excellence she's going to have some foresight, right,
Okay.
in her vision, right, in terms of she's going to be thinking about, I mean, it's like Rebecca, she already knew which son she wanted to get the inheritance, right, to get that blessing, right. She had a vision, she had a plan.
She
Who
might
was
have
it
had
going
some
to go?
foreknowledge.
And so foreknowledge too, right,
She
because
may have had some foreknowledge.
she was right in
Mhm.
line. She was right in line. But she girds herself with strength and makes her arms strong.
Listen, you were saying she was weak, but she's there she's at the
Nah,
gym. She's like preparing
yeah,
to work,
yeah.
man.
She
She's
got her
not weak.
membership, right? She
She
got her
got-
membership, right? And
and
and make her
the
arms strong. Yeah, she's not. What are you gonna say, sis?
no, the girding is like a protection. So your strength is the opposite of laziness, right?
Yes,
Um,
yes,
you
yes.
gird to protect yourself with the strength.
Right, right. Yeah, and which means that she's a woman that does not dress herself in weakness.
Mm.
Right, she's a woman that does not, she does the opposite. She makes sure that she girds herself, right,
Mm.
with strength as opposed to
Mm.
weakness, right.
Mm.
All right, good. She senses that her gain is good, so when she looks back, kind of like Yah on the 6th day, right, he looked back and he saw that everything that he made, and it was good, right,
Mm. Mhm.
right, and it was good, right, and she senses that her gain is good. Her lamp does not go out at night. Dag, you would think she
Mm.
would go ahead and go to sleep. She'd be tired by the time it's dark, right? Her lamp doesn't even go out by night. Like, does she sleep?
Well, she got enough oil, in that
She
lamp.
senses that
She
her
senses
gain
it.
is good. So the antithesis of that
Yeah.
would be that if she could recognizes that what she's gaining is not good, she's willing to cut her losses
She's willing to
for
cut
the
her off.
sake of the family.
Uh-huh.
She
Okay.
senses that her gain is good. Her
Mm.
lamp does not go out yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get
So
it.
she's observant about that, and then it
Yeah.
takes me back to
Yeah.
that
She's
example you
focused.
gave, brother,
She's focused
when
and
the
she right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
when
go
you
ahead.
said that you gave us that example in the beginning when that sister decided to go back and have a demotion because she sensed that that promotion was not benefiting the family.
She saw what that could lead to. No different than
Yeah.
Sarah thought. Like,
Interesting.
if she doesn't put Hagar and Ishmael in check, she saw
Mhm.
what it can lead to. He would
Right.
snuff out the life of her son.
Right.
Mm.
Both
We're
of those
getting
great
somewhere.
analogies. Both of
We're
those
getting
great
there.
analogies.
We are getting here. Yeah, very
Yeah.
good.
She
So
stretches out her hand
Mhm.
mhm.
to the
Go ahead.
distaff, and her
Mhm.
Yes.
hands hold fast the spindle.
The spindle.
She making clothes, y'all. She doing something.
Mm-hmm.
She extends her.
She, yeah, she what? Say that again.
I said she might be making clothes. She making something, but she making.
She's making. She's always making something.
She's
Food,
busy.
clothes.
Yes, yes.
She's always
She's a
making
hustler, man.
business plans. She's always making something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you want so ladies want to work outside the home. This is a blueprint right here. Go on, baby. Gotta go out there and work. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
She extends her hand to the poor,
Mhm.
and she stretches out her hands to the needy.
To the needy.
Yes. Now,
So
this
she's
is interesting.
She's a philanthropist.
Well, she's in the land, though. She's not in the land of her captivity.
Right.
So,
Right.
when we talk about the Torah and how it talks about how you're supposed to plant trees along your borders,
And
so that the poor and the needy can.
Yeah. Don't glean the edges. Yeah.
Yeah, and everything that falls to the ground, let them have it. Complete welfare system within itself, self-contained.
Beautiful.
I practice that, now when I'm out and I'm like engaging in business, so I give money for transaction and I buy things. So last night it happened to me. I went to the store and I purchased something and the guy gave me the change and the change fell out my hand. I would not pick it up. I leave it there. Like I do that. If I drop it, it's gonna stay there. I'm not gonna pick it up. Right. So I live in the city. I don't live on a farm. I don't work on a farm. I don't own a farm. Right. So my way of not gleaning the edges is if I drop change, it's gonna stay there.
My guy, if we ever meet up, I'm gonna need you to drop a few $100s on the ground now.
Oh.
Look right in front of me and make sure I see it.
Okay, I'll make sure I let you know when I'm going to the ATM machine. All right.
Right. You paying attention? You look. Oh, check this out. Now we're dealing with fear. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet.
Scarlet. Yes.
Beautiful.
She makes coverings for herself. Her clothing is fine linen and techelet, purple. Now this is my favorite part. I know this, but it's my favorite part.
Okay.
Her husband is known in the gates when he sits with the elders of the land. That's not for something bad. That's because they bragging about her and what his accomplishments are. She's an extension of that, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, and also another observation of this right here is that what does it mean that he is known in the gates?
Well, when we look at Hebraic culture, the men when they were at their season of done working, they would sit at the gates. These are the men that you could come to for wisdom. You can, or issue. Like we can look at the situation with Boaz. Where did they gather? Like they gathered. They got all the men together, but this was like a routine thing. This wasn't like hear ye.
Right.
All ye that know of Naomi, come to the
Yeah.
This is also. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's like also at the gate. This is where the plans were made for the community, right? And so
you could get stoned if you was a bad son.
If you was a bad, right? Exactly. So prominent men, right, were known at the gate. And so now what the proverb is telling us is that her husband is known at the gate, right?
Yes.
He's known at the gate, not just because of what she's doing. He's known at the gate because he's one of those guys at the gate, right?
He's one of them. Yes.
Yeah, he's one of those guys at the gate. So, she's not a woman who's just married to a guy that's just chilling at the gate playing checkers or dominoes or chess. He
now he might be playing spades.
He might be playing spades.
He's done the work to afford him the time to be able to sit at the gate and play checker, spades, dominoes, or whatever.
Yes.
Not that they were doing that, but I'm saying
yeah, basically.
he doesn't have to be necessarily in the field working because he has planted enough to where now things are like he got sons. They're working. They're doing the work. He's taught them the way.
Yes. And with a woman like this, right? So her husband is known, as you said, in the gates when he sits with the elders of the land. So he is amongst the elders, right? So she has younger women. She has younger women. She has younger women that she feeds. He is amongst the elders. So this is not a young couple. It's not a young couple. Right. That's the indication that we're getting from them. Right. Experience, seasoned. Right. All right. So 24.
She makes linen garments and sells them and gives belts to the tradesmen.
So she's still thinking of ways of bringing in assets to this man's home.
It's a hustler. I love it.
Brother, this is a great belt here. When you gird up your loins, this is going to hold them up.
Yes.
Strength and majesty are her clothing, and she smiles at the future.
She has no regrets. Right? Listen, did she miss a beat? Right, from the time she got up in the morning, right, to late at night, right, and not sleeping? Did she miss a beat on all that she's done and she does during the day? All right, she opens
her mouth in wisdom, and the instruction of loving kindness is on her tongue. Not hate for her sister wife.
I hate. She don't like that heifer. She don't have time for gossiping.
Right.
She don't have time for gossiping. It's all loving kindness.
Well, that produces life. Speaking life produces life.
Yes.
Salah.
She watches
over the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. She don't be watching American Idol.
Right.
No,
because she don't worship idols. Right.
Now here's my next one. This is my next favorite. Her children rise up and bless her as for her husband, he also praises her, saying, many daughters have done excellently, but you have gone above them all. Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears Yah shall be praised. So give to her from the...
Now, I just want to say at this point, it's safe to say that she is the epitome of a woman who fears Yah. When you look in the Hebrew dictionary and you're looking for a woman that fears Yah, her picture is there. Right. Okay. Give to her
from the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her in the gates. Not what she says about herself. I'm a good wife. Are you though?
And so this is a testament to
good point.
This is a testament to when a woman diligently works at home, how ambitious she can be even at the gate of the city, and how much her own works will praise her. And so, there's a text that says, despise not the day of small things. To be submissive, to be a worker at home, especially for a woman who has a degree, right? May have a high-paying job. The idea of prioritizing being a worker at the home is belittling, right? It is shunned highly, right? But this woman of Proverbs 31, right, is not afraid, right, to prioritize the home And as a result of prioritizing the home, she's created wealth. She's fed not only her family, she's fed others. And her works are praising her even at the gate where her husband is at. They know about his wife. They know about his wife. Like Steph Curry's wife doesn't, she's complaining that people don't really acknowledge her like how they acknowledge her husband. That's because she ain't doing no works. She's not doing any works.
Nothing at all to say that. Sister Yabina says, oftentimes you can tell what kind of man he is when you look at his wives and children. The reflection.
Their reflections. They are reflections. They are reflections. That's so profoundly put. They are reflections. So, anything y'all want to add to that one? I want that was a nice side note. I wasn't really even expecting.
No, this was good. This was good to go into.
Spontaneous. We went to Proverbs 31, right? Can you read that, Sis D?
He says, and he sits at the gate and not worries about what she's doing or what's going on in his household, because his heart safely trusts in her, and because she was a woman of I can't read the rest here.
She was a woman of wisdom
through her actions.
Yes, and I guess, like, I love what you just said there also, that the man set it all in order and he sat down. Y'all finished his, what he had to do, and he let it go.
That's good. Even Mashiach, when the work was completed, what did the Most High say? Sit now at my right hand until I make your enemies your footstool. The work is done.
Yes. Exactly.
So you can trust that. Yeah. This was good. I mean, I really love that we took our time to go through Proverbs 31 in details like this.
Exactly.
We were just skimming the surface.
So let's shift it. Let's shift it here. Who in the marriage between a man and a woman is more equipped to bear the sweat of labor?
Now, here we go.
The man or the woman? Who in the marriage is more equipped? And that's kind of hard to.
Well, can we do a
Proverbs 31 woman, right?
Can we do that, brother? Sorry to interrupt you, but to get the engagement going on, can we put a Y for a woman and an M for a man?
Okay, good thinking.
Or a W for woman or M for man.
Good thinking.
You guys to answer that?
All right, so let's pose the question to the audience, right? Who in the marriage is more equipped to bear the sweat of labor? Is it the man or the woman? So you can pull an M for the man or a W for the woman.
A W for the woman, yeah.
An M for the man or a W for the woman? This is the spontaneous, on the spot, right?
Poll,
right? Who in the marriage is more equipped to bear the sweat of labor? Right? Is it the man or the woman? Yes,
Brother Graybeard dropped the most profound response ever.
What he said? What did he say?
The masculine one.
The masculine.
The masculine one.
The masculine one. Wow.
Burr, 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 burr.
I mean, we don't really sweat really well. We don't like to sweat. We women, we don't like to sweat.
Yeah, but if you're walking in the character, the personality, the authority of a man, you're walking in masculinity.
Right. And so what does that term mean? What does that term mean? So what are we getting? Are we getting answers, sis?
Yeah, we're waiting for them to chime in. I chimed in.
All right,
here.
come on. Who in the marriage family is more equipped to bear the sweat of labor? Is it the man or is it the woman? The man with the womb, the woman.
We're hearing M.
M.
Got,
M. M.
So we got lots of M. So everybody knows
a lot of M's.
So where are we getting that from? Where are we getting that from?
Okay, so here we go.
Sheet.
Better sheet. Yah assigned labor and stress to the man's brow, not the woman's, to preserve her gentleness, not harden her spirits. Think about it. When she becomes the sweat bearer, right? And this goes back to what we talked about the first week, right? About the idea of her having to be, and we read the Apocrypha, right? The idea of her having to manage or maintain her man. The idea of her having to be the breadwinner. What happens when she becomes the breadwinner?
Having to do it, like I have to
Having to do it. It's one thing when a woman, you know, she gets overwhelmed with her job, she leaves her job, right? The man is what he's going to do. He's going to provide. He's going to go to work, right? But it's another thing when a man loses his job and he becomes depressed and he's playing video games and he's having the guys over and they're drinking beers and she's going to work and coming home from work and she's got to clean up and she got to do the dishes and then she got to do this and that, right? And he's still playing in the video games. This is what he's doing, right? When she has to bear the sweat of the brow, what does it do to her? What does it do to her? So Yah assigned, what you say, Ak?
No, bro, you was about to hit it. Like I was just gonna say, like women are created to be excellent. And when you give them something to focus on, they can master it.
Right.
So if you give her the responsibility of being a man,
the responsibility of being a man. Okay, go ahead.
Ooh, are you saying that you are
she's gonna master it? She's gonna master masculinity, and then she's gonna be on Masculinity Mondays looking for tips on how to be more masculine.
How to be more masculine.
That's why we got to switch it to Man Cave Mondays. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Which we will be doing. Oh, good. We got a few comments here. So, sister here says, "Sweat of the labor depends on what labor is referenced to. However, in relations to the curse, Genesis, because it is related to the curse. Things are going to be harder, right?" Brother Beard says she loses respect for him.
She loses respect for him.
This is really what's happening, right? And then here we have Ecclesiastes 25:22.
That's what we have right here. I'm gonna pull it up. Sirach 20. Yeah. Okay.
If she maintains her husband is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I already have it. No, I didn't know she quoted. I didn't know she had it up on the thing. Yeah, no.
Okay.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
She's gonna be filled with anger as a result of it. She's gonna be filled with impudence, right? What is impudence? What does impudence mean? What is impudence?
You gonna read that up? Yeah.
She's gonna disrespect him. Right? She's gonna lose respect for him. Right?
Sirach 25:22.
Yes. And she's gonna be full of much reproach, right? So she's gonna be full of embarrassing him on the outside world or outside the home. His
name gonna be in the gates, but they're gonna be clowning him.
They're gonna be facts. Yeah,
man, that old Steph Curry, he can shoot a three, but no,
that Aisha is that is the big. That's a shot he can never make. Keep missing that shot. He can't hit that shot for nothing.
No.
And you talk about a brother that could literally go up in the stands and throw the ball, and it go right inside the basket.
Cool.
That's how talented this guy is, right? He throw the ball from in the stands, and it goes right inside the basket.
Right. I think the balls are remote controlled.
I have a question for you, brothers, while you're joking about basketball here.
Yeah.
What does it mean? But maintains her husband there? So the maintenance part.
If she's the provider, if she becomes the breadwinner, If she has to provide for him, she has the one that has to work by the sweat of the brow.
Impudence means the quality of being rude and not showing respect,
She's
especially
gonna
towards
disrespect you.
someone who is older or in a more important position,
Yes.
according to
Yes.
the Cambridge Dictionary.
Yes. 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 And that's what she will become, because she's not made for that position. Remember, she is designed and she has been placed in a place where she must be ruled. Now the positions are switched, and she's the one that's the provider, the breadwinner, right? She's gonna be frustrated because she's gonna be like a child that has to go to work and provide for his family.
Like a child that has to do that. Yeah, and that's
How is that gonna make if you're 13-year-old, you gotta quit school so that you can go and provide for your family. All the kids your age going to school. You're missing all these years, all this education, right? You understand? Time is going by. You can't even fully read, but you gotta go to work. You don't think that child is gonna be frustrated in that situation?
Especially if the husband, and that's what it kind of looks like in this verse that you brought up in Ecclesiasticus 22. It's like she doesn't have a husband, she has another child.
She has another child, and that's why she's gonna be angry with him and insolent and insubordinate to him, because he's not being the man that she wants or needs him to be. And that's why she gives him that fever. She gives him that fever.
See, do you think this is correct? And this is where we get independent women. This is where the independent women come from.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, it's the mindset of saying that the woman can do whatever a man does, and it's not true, because listen, I can't breastfeed my baby, right? There are things that a woman can do that a man can't do, right? I'll be the first to tell you that I can't multitask. I gotta focus on one thing at a time. But a woman could be doing 8 things and still hear her man's conversation in the next room. Yeah.
Facts.
Or better yet,
and correct him.
Can be in a room.
It was a blue dress.
No, to be in a room and hear 8 different conversations. Men are not designed for that. You know what I'm saying? That's why when we go look at the house, we go house shopping, we're looking at the mortgage, we're looking at the return on investment, we're looking at the security of the place, and the locks are well and stuff and so forth, but the structures, right? She looking at the curtains, she's looking at the color paint she gonna use, when the ladies come over, and when the child has her first birthday, right? Yeah, all of these things, like these are the things that she's looking at, right? So both are important. Not saying that neither are necessary, but they're both important. But it's just that we're wired differently. We're not the same. And so when one is forced to take the role of the other, right? There's a frustration. There's a frustration that ensues from that. So let's go to the passage. So that's Genesis 3:17. Jenny 3:17. Better sheets. Okay. All right. So Genesis, could you read that, sir?
Yes. Then to Adam he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife and have eaten from the tree about which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. In pain, you will eat of it all the days of your life.
So, first and foremost, let's go back to that first line, right? Why was y'all putting him in check initially for here in this verse? Because he did what?
He listened to the voice of his wife.
What does that mean? He listened to the voice of his wife. What does that mean?
He put her word over Elohim's word.
Right.
So
right.
in front of
In
would be
front
a
of.
better picture, like a picture. So, the Most High's word, and then she brings a different word, and she puts
Right.
it before
And he
what the Most High
prioritized
said.
her word, right? Or he replaced his word with her word, right? Yes. So because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, or Brother Graybeard said he obeyed her rather than the right way. Exactly. Exactly. Because you heeded the voice of your wife, right? And since you listened to your wife and ate from the tree whose fruit I command you not to eat. So in other words, you listened to her over me, right?
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. So okay. I think we
Didn't
did
just hear her,
right.
he listened, and that listening came
Yes,
with
Mhm.
action.
with actions. So he did
Mhm.
what she told him to do over what
Mhm.
Yah told him to do. That's that's
Mhm.
that's why he's checking him here. Okay. And so he says, from the what he specifically commanded him not to do. He says, "Curse is the ground because of you, right? In pain will you eat of it, right? Or in sorrow will you eat of it all the days of your life." What does that mean? In sorrow or in pain, you will eat of it all the days of your life. What is he talking about here? Somebody make
Taking,
sense of this.
I'm taking away the ability that made it easy.
Mm,
So
mm,
when you could just, and now I'm being I'm eisegeting the text, right?
mhm,
Instead of exegeting.
mhm.
But I'm looking at
Pouring
it from an
into it. Yeah,
exegetical perspective, right?
I got
If
you.
he could speak and call for animals to come, and them running across the ground, and
Mhm.
grazing in a particular area, created the vibration that caused everything to come up naturally and easily. Well,
Mhm.
now I'm going to take away that ability, and now you do it.
Mhm.
Right, right, right. Yeah, now he got to get a horse to go and catch him an animal and a rope in a lasso to go and catch him an animal. Whereas before he could just summon the animal. Right, I get you. It's harder now. It's harder.
Mhm.
His
Way harder.
exercising his dominion is harder now. Right,
Mhm.
which
So,
means that
go ahead.
before the
Mhm.
fall, his ability to lead the woman was much easier.
Ooh, that's a good point too. Really good
I
point.
mean, that's kind of like what's coming out of this, right?
Right?
If
Now,
everything else was harder now, then
mm,
obviously his ability to lead became harder,
Right.
mm,
right? Because it's not just he got to lead her still. There's
mm,
some things that he's got to deal with in order to lead her now that he didn't have to worry about before.
Everything that made him great is now going to start diminishing.
Mm,
His eyesight will start to diminish. How he hears will
mm,
start to diminish, because he was perfect,
mm,
perfectly created, and now
mm.
he has to start dying.
He has to start dying.
The
He's
process,
deteriorating. He's decaying. Right. He's
right?
not as strong. Right. Right. I got you. I got you. Okay. All right. So all the days of his life. Right. The next verse.
Both thorn and thistles it shall grow for you, and you will eat the plants of the field.
So
By
now
the
you gotta. Yes. So now you can't just go and pluck. You got to go now and manipulate to pluck, right? Because now you got these things that's going to be pricking you, and it's going to be more challenging. It's going to be more difficult. It's not so easy to just go pick.
when you eat, it's gonna hurt.
It's going to hurt.
It's
It's
gonna be a
going to hurt.
okay, so
reminder.
It's going to hurt. Is it possible the ground was a symbolic form of women? Could I would say that. I think that's a very good I would say metaphor, right? It's a very good metaphor, very good allegory, right? For what
Somebody
the
been
woman
teaching
now
them people.
became. Yeah, for what the woman now became, right? Yeah, I can see that. All right. Good, 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 good. Good one. All right. By
The sweat of your face, you will eat
or
bread.
nah, that's by the sweat of Eve's face.
Well, they're one. Hey, we won on this. You will eat bread till you return to the ground. because from it you were taken, for you are dust, and to dust you shall return.
So until you return back to what you was made of,
Mm.
this is the conditions. This is how it's going to be by the sweat of your brow. I remember one time I examined these verses, right, of these, some people call them curses or judgments, right? Um
Consequences.
Consequences, right? Uh I examined it because one time as a young lady said to me, she said, why is it that it seems like when God punished the man and the woman, like the woman took the most punishment, the most severe punishment, because in pain, she's gonna now have labor. I said, are you sure that she got the most brunt of the curse
Mm.
or judgments? Have you ever really done an analysis of that? So what I did was I sat down with her and we counted. We
Mm.
counted how many consequences went
Hmm.
to the woman and how many consequences. If
Versus.
you Yes, versus the man. And when you do it, he has more. I think it's like almost double.
Really? Wow.
It's like almost
Wow.
double. And the thing is because what women hear is that pain with childbirth and labor.
So check that out though, right? He says, now when the man goes and takes from the ground,
Yeah,
it's going to be painful.
painful,
Now when the woman produces, it's going to be painful.
painful.
Yes,
Yes, it's
interesting.
it's
So they
it's
got the
similar.
same
Yeah,
consequence, but the gravity of how it's executed is going to be different. Her pain is going to be extreme in bearing the child, but it's temporary
right.
through
As
the
compared
labor
to having
process.
as compared to having to eat every day.
Right. As compared to having to go through it every day in a smaller dose that's
Mm,
more consistent.
mm, right. Because and even in this allegory up here at the top part, the very first line, by the sweat or the of your face,
Mm.
right? You know, it goes to show that it's a slow agonist death that he is now dealt with. Like you're gonna have to work under these conditions until you die.
Mm.
It's one thing when you can just take somebody quickly out of their misery, but it's another thing when they gotta suffer every day.
Right.
And that's the condition that this man had to endure. Like
Right.
he's now reduced to having to have to bear the weight and the gravity. So now let's flip it back to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Imagine a woman now taking on these, along with giving pain in childbirth and labor and all of that stuff and whatnot. But now she
Come on.
is by the sweat of the brow. Imagine now
No.
you want to take on the sweat of the brow with the pain with child labor and menstrual
Well,
cycles and
but they substitute it. They'll sacrifice not having children
not having
for the
children.
sake
Right.
of
Yes.
being masculine, as Brother Graybeard kind of pointed out earlier.
Masculine. Yes. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, it's yeah, they substitute it. But the thing is that if they couple that with having children
Mhm.
and trying to maintain a
Oh,
family,
and raise,
now
yeah,
you can see
honor
the
'em.
stress. First of all,
Mhm.
each of their consequences or punishments, whatever you want to call it, were
Mhm.
meant to be heavy hitters.
Mm.
So why would you want to trade places with the man, or why would you want to do what you do and what the man does? That doesn't make sense.
Right.
And we hear
Stay
it
in
all
your
the
lane.
time.
Right.
Stay in your lane.
Mm.
Like, why would
Balance
you
the
want to
way.
do that?
Right.
Why would you want to do that? Why would you want it? Doesn't make sense. But again, it's the same deceiver that led her to disobey in the first place. It's
Mhm.
the same deceiver that say you whatever the man could do, you could do also.
We can do every job the man can do and not have, and it's killing us.
and it's
It's
killing
causing
women.
us to break our relationships because we
It's
can't
killing.
bear.
It's killing.
We
It's
can't
killing
do
the
it.
relationship. It's killing. It's
No.
killing. It's killing the relationship. It's killing women's bodies. Right.
Mm.
The stress. Oh, we're gonna get to the. We're gonna get to that. I mean,
Oh,
the
there's some
bodies.
statistics about that. Yeah.
Yes, we have. We have to go. We could do that right after this, and
Mhm.
we can do that. We can go right after this. We can do that. But Exodus 20,
I'm there.
uh,
21, 10, and 11.
21.
Oh boy,
Come on, Ak.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
You
You want me
ready?
to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
If he take him another woman or wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish.
Mm,
And if he do not these three unto her, then she shall go out free without money.
mm. What does that mean? Sum that up for us, teacher.
Okay, well, I mean, this could divert to a different subject. However, what this is really talking about is when a man brings in uh, a, a maid servant, but he's bringing her in under the guise that, you know, the arrangement is that eventually she's going to become his wife. But
Mhm.
in the midst of her serving in his home, if he recognizes that she's not a good fit as a wife for him, then it says in verse 9, and if he have
Yeah.
verse 8 actually, um, if she please not
If
her
she is with
master
you.
who has
Mhm.
betrothed her to himself. So these men have made an arrangement, and it could have been to pay off a debt, help in some way, I don't know, but he has betrothed her to himself. Then shall he let her be redeemed by her people, so her people can go and bring her back. But
Right.
he ain't touched her yet. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
She may have
Right.
worked all this time in his house, but he has preserved and protected her sacredness, her virginity, all that. To sell her into a strange nation, he shall have no power, seeing that he have dealt deceitfully with her. Meaning that the intent was for her
To
to
be his
come
woman.
in and be
Mhm.
grow up and become his wife, right?
Right.
Or his woman. But
Mhm.
if he recognized there's something about her, you know,
It's not
I don't think
pleasing to
she'll
him.
be a good fit in this house, her family can buy her back, can redeem her,
Right.
right?
Redeem her back.
But
It's without money. Right. Yeah, but
right,
go
but
ahead.
he can't go and now trade her off, sell her off, whatever you want to call it, to somebody of a strange nation, because
Mhm.
the original agreement was she's
To be
becoming
the
attached to him.
eventually become his wife. Right.
This might raise the esteem or the status of her family, her father, all of that, right?
Right.
So, but what he can do, right, is if he have, and if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters,
Right.
right? If
Mhm.
he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage, he cannot diminish. So if
Not
he
the man.
keeps her as his wife, or even if his son takes her as the wife, they can't now, when they get another wife, right, that did not come in as a servant, that maybe, you know, was arranged, you know, and boom, they're married day one.
Mhm.
He can't look at the one that he has that grew up in his house, so to speak, and now diminish these things: her food,
Right.
her raiment, and her duty of marriage, which is to produce children, the duty of marriage.
Yes.
And if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. And if he
Without
do
money.
not these three unto her, then she shall go out free without money, which would be like divorce.
Be like divorce. But now to the to the context of this statement, Yah assigned labor and stress to the man's brow,
Right.
not the woman.
Right.
So, what are these verses telling us here, particularly verse 10 and 11? That whose duty is it to
To
bear the sweat
provide.
of the brow, to wear the
Right.
sweat of the brow? It's the man's.
Right.
Mhm.
It's the man's.
Mhm.
And so this idea of 50-50, she has to go out there and work as a primarily it's his duty,
Mm.
right? And if he does not provide for these things,
It's
because
not if she doesn't provide for these
right,
things.
Check this out.
I want a
If that's
divorce,
the
I need more
requirement
work.
for a servant, like
Yes.
how you had to treat the
Yes.
lowest
Oh, the
Yes.
lowest.
person in your home, how
that's
much
why.
more
Than a
anybody
woman
else
that's
that's
not a
greater than
servant. Exactly.
right?
And that's the beauty
Mm.
of this case law. Yah chose to use a servant woman, a servant girl, the citizen that had the lowest status in Israel. He chose the woman with the lowest status, right, to
Right.
be an
And this
example of what marriage is supposed to look like. And in marriage, it is the man's duty to be the primary breadwinner. And the man is not to divorce her because
Mm.
she's not out there getting the bacon, right? He's not the divorcer because of that. That's his primary responsibility. That's his primary duty. That can't mean that she can't go do it, because her primary duty is where? At the home. So anything else is
Yeah.
extra. It's an added bonus, right? But it's not the core essential of terms of what she does in terms of producing for the home. Right. That's the whole point. But let's go to those articles.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
Brother Beard says, since when does divorce cost no money?
it costs no
he's
money,
being
right?
funny.
Just let her go. No alimony? No. Yeah.
So which one we want to do?
Hey,
The
those that have an ear to
biological
hear,
one.
that Exodus 21, that Shemot 21 that you provided,
Yes,
those that have an ear to hear and eyes to see, that's the gospel.
that's the gospel. I mean,
Hmm.
what is up? Okay, yeah, man. Hold on a second. My cursor is running away from me. There we go. All right, so let me go to this sheet. I need to come back out and they did some changes. I got to do some work with this manipulation. Let me take this off so we can get closer and pull this window up.
I appreciate you, Ak, for putting this together. This is a great. This
So
is a
y'all
great
be the
lesson.
glory. Y'all be the glory. Okay, so this is going to be kind of hard to see because my logo is there, but I can take that off. Let me take this off. We don't need to have you there. Oh, you don't need to see the up close. You don't need to see the up close. I forgot how to take it off. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, there we go. Boom. All right, so sis, please could you do
So
this?
we have some biological reasons why high stress jobs outside of the home are unhealthy for women. So her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. Proverbs 3:17. So there's a difference baseline ranges, right?
Do
So
I need to
men
enlarge this? So let me
No, I
enlarge
can.
this.
Oh no,
You
no,
can
I
see it?
can. Yes.
You all can see this? Okay.
Yeah,
All
we
right, go
can.
ahead.
Maybe not on your phone, but I'll read it out for the brothers on the phone, sisters on the phone. Okay, so different baseline regions.
Sorry,
Men naturally.
like I feel the need that I have to enlarge it. Let me enlarge
Okay,
it.
well, okay, maybe make it bigger for
I
them.
want to make sure that everybody can see it.
It's showing up good.
Yeah, because some people are on phones.
If they're on small
Right.
screens, they
Yeah,
can't
and it's
see
gonna be
it.
hard for them to see. And I want to make sure I don't want to be stingy. I want to be like the Proverbs 31 woman, right? I don't want to be stingy. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to read about the different baseline regions. So men naturally have 10 to 20 times higher testosterone than women. Their organs, their tissues, their androgen systems are built to function under these levels. However, women's bodies are finely tuned to much lower levels. Even a small increase above normal female range can throw her hormones, her estrogen, her progesterone, insulin out of balance.
Okay, so
And
what does
so
that mean? Help us out with that.
well, because when women have stress, we increase our testosterone through high stress jobs. And this is what it's talking about. And for men, the balance is higher. Anyway, the baseline is higher. The base of of testosterone, but for women, just a little bit more than normal throws us off hormonally, right? And so there is a link, there's a scientific link between cortisol and testosterone in women and how it negatively affects our health. And this is what we're talking about. And it's driven by the kind of work we do, which we'll get to soon. But point number 2. So there's a hormonal balance and a hormone harmony that is disruption. So in men, testosterone is a dominant sex hormone. It drives fertility, libido, muscular maintenance, and bone health. But in women, estrogen and progesterone are the dominant regulators. And when testosterone gets too high, it suppresses ovulation and it disrupts our cycles, and it competes with estrogen, leading to infertility issues.
Wow. So that means that when women are in high stress job situations, it can affect the man becoming fruitful and multiplying.
Oh, for sure. I mean, even in university when I was studying, we know that as women, even during exams, even studying in university, you can lose your period, you can lose your fertility. There's a lot of stress that we bear.
The high, what do you call it? Irregular. It becomes irregular.
It becomes irregular because of the stress, even for studying, follows for working on that all the time, right? And again, it doesn't take much for women to be off regulated from that. So the reproductive systems are very sensitive. Point number 3, women ovaries and adrenaline glands produce testosterone in small, carefully balanced amounts, but excessive testosterone interferes with egg maturation, leads to ovulation, irregular cycles, and can contribute to PCOS, which is very common among Black women, by the way. Our sisters have a lot of that. And in men,
what do you call it? Fibroid?
Polycystic ovary syndrome.
Polycystic ovarian system, yeah. It actually
I see what you're asking. You're saying, is that having fibroids on your ovaries? Is that
cause that?
It's not the same as fibroids. It's actually worse than fibroids. PCOS is actually it's 10 times worse than fibroids.
Right.
It's
when they have cysts.
And then it affects our emotions. We get more masculine. We get beards. We get a lot of male masculine traits. It throws us off, right? So in men, high testosterone supports sperm production and reproduction function. It's really great for you guys. It aligns with their biology rather than fighting it. So when a man actually goes through harder work, you guys, your testosterone increases. But for women, that increase is not healthy. That's the whole point. It's not healthy for us. So point number 4 is the metabolic impact.
Let me bring it up.
So in women, a high testosterone often drives insulin resistance and abdominal fat storage and higher risk of type 2 diabetes. In men, so this is the opposite. In men, testosterone actually improves insulin sensitivity, helps prevent abdominal fat and accumulation. So it's like totally opposite effect on you all.
And so really what you're seeing here so far is that men are really designed more so for the workplace than women.
For the stress
Just what we've seen so far, right? The stress level of it, because there's stress level of working in the workplace, right? So when women go into these male-centered jobs, even whether it's to be a lawyer, a doctor, could be a surgeon, she could be on your feet for 15 hours, right?
Nurse,
very demanding, right?
And that's the whole point, that the testosterone is the hormone that increases through stressful jobs and stressful work. And for women, we have to be very careful of how it affects our health, right? So it affects your heart, cardiovascular effects. So in women, excess testosterone has been linked to high blood pressure, adverse lipid profiles, and increased cardiovascular disease risk. And in men, testosterone within the male range tends to support vascular health, muscle strength, heart protection. High steroid-like levels can also cause harm. I guess if you artificially take more, then it would do that.
The artificial testosterone.
So basically, you can continue the whole thing. So every time we see testosterone increase in men, it's a positive thing for your health, and as it increases in a woman, it's actually unhealthy for us. Do you want me to continue, brother? But it's the same thing going on
Yeah, yeah, no, 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 no.
with our hair, our skin,
Right, right, right,
our
right.
bones, our muscles, everything.
Mhm.
The point
Psychological.
number
Every
How about
aspect
yes,
psychological?
of
Eight,
who,
eight. Let's.
yeah,
eight.
Yeah,
Okay,
go
eight.
ahead, brother.
Mhm.
Hold on, let me put
every
eight.
aspect of how
Mhm.
we were designed to be is
Mhm.
affected by the environment
By
we
the
are placed
environment,
in.
Mhm.
right? And the thing is that when it really boils down to it, when you look at Torah and you look at the science data, we are making these decisions based on money. We're
Mm.
making the decisions based on money, and we're also making these decisions based on cultural pressures and cultural norms.
Sure.
So and yeah, we were trying to say that we are equal as men and women, but we are not. Y'all didn't make women to endure this high level of constant stress in workplaces, right?
In the first
So
trimester,
yeah.
the boys' muscles are 10 times stronger. It develops to be 10 times stronger than the girls. His bones are 10 times harder than the girls. His skull is 13 times harder than the girls.
Mhm.
Just in the first trimester, the boy is designed for ruggedness that
For
a
hard
girl is not.
times. Yes.
She's designed to be protected. That's why
Mm.
Eve came on the scene later.
Mm.
All right, go
So
ahead.
point number 8, psychological behavioral outcomes. So in men, testosterone actually supports drive, motivation, healthy assertiveness within the normal range. But in women, excess testosterone is associated with mood swings, aggression, irritability, depression, because it pushes them outside of their natural hormonal balance, neurohormonal
Hold on,
balance.
hold on. They put Shaquita up there. That's why Shaquita be having the mood swings.
It is so not good for us. And then I
Yeah,
really don't we don't
aggression.
want to talk about that in the world
Why,
because
why the
yeah.
aggression? It's the
Hmm.
testosterone.
Yeah,
It's
we
not
have too much
healthy.
testosterone.
It's not healthy.
And it's not meant for us. It's meant for you because every time you guys get a boost in it, it's actually healthier for you,
Mm,
right?
mm, mm.
So pregnancy and maternal health.
Maternal
So
health. Mhm.
high testosterone levels in women interferes with conception and can increase miscarriage risk.
Mm.
But in men are not biologically responsible for gestation. So
Yeah.
high testosterone does not create the same risk because you're not carrying a baby.
Mm. Yeah. So men, just think about this. When your wife is in a high stress job and
Mhm.
she's pregnant, she has a higher rate or higher risk and a higher rate of losing that child.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So let's go to the bottom line if we can. I'm just going to skip to that. Um,
It's gonna say this. Okay, hold on a second.
yeah.
Let me bring us down there. Okay, there you go.
Mhm. Okay. So the bottom line is that men's entire physiology is built to run on a high testosterone level, and women's physiology is not. In men, high testosterone supports their design, their strength, their fertility, their protection, and in women, high testosterone hijacks their natural hormonal harmony, leading to reproductive, metabolic, cardiovascular, emotional problems.
All those areas: hormonal, reproductive, metabolic, her metabolism, cardiovascular, and her emotional. Like all of those areas are affected when she has higher levels of testosterone.
And so the beginning point is that when we think about women in the workplace working these high stressful jobs, we don't really realize what's going on in the heart, in the body of the woman, in her
The
hormonal balance, right?
physiology.
Yeah, the physiology of the woman. It's not just a woman being the CEO. It's not just her being a police woman. It's just not her. We have to think about how it's affecting her health and the future of her children and her mental health, and
Mm.
how y'all has made us not to have that, but we put that on ourselves.
Right,
Right.
right,
Right.
right. So now on the flip side of that, we can just look at this last sheet. We can look at it. We can skim through it. Let me because this we're going.
Jeez.
Well, yeah. Can I give them a little quiz that we talked about, Brother
Sure,
Michael,
sure, sure, sure.
before?
Do your
So
thing.
the question for the audience and for my brother here is that out of 10, let's say the top 10 jobs that a woman can do, there is
Mhm.
statistically jobs that are
Yeah,
more
this
prone
is a
to
good
lead
one.
the woman to give you a divorce. Like, I'm so stressed that I'm going to destroy my marriage and divorce you. And we know already that 80% of divorces are initiated by women anyway in the West. So
Hmm.
if she's in any particular profession, she's more likely to file that divorce. So, what profession do you think in the West, the top three? Give me the top three that would lead a woman to divorce her husband. Can we give?
You go
Can
Google
you do
Oh no no
do?
no no no.
Can we see some suggestions of you
No,
guys?
just think first. Think first before you Google it.
Because no
What would
googling
you
it,
think?
no
What would
googling
you
it.
no Google? No Google. What would you think? What would you think are the top 3 jobs that
Brother Beard says,
a content creator off
hey, hey,
OnlyFans
hey. A bartender.
a
Okay, no,
bartender? It's
that's a legit one.
possible. Yeah, yeah.
Pole
Okay,
dancer.
pole
Uh,
dance. All these sexual,
we'll talk,
all this
talk
nightlife, man.
nightlife. Okay, bartender, pole dancer.
Dentists,
Okay,
doctors, and lawyers.
dentists, doctors, and lawyers.
Dentists, doctors, and lawyers. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Jobs in law enforcement.
Mm.
Mm,
We do
mm.
know you guys are really hitting it high up because we do know the
Hi.
statistics. We got
Yeah,
that information. So you
yeah,
guys are
yeah.
hitting there.
Police
Police
officer,
officers
doctor.
and
Hmm.
doctors.
Yeah,
Uh,
military.
mm, okay. And does anybody have the number one? Because there's nobody has hit the number one. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Listen,
hit the number one.
I would have never guessed it. I would have never guessed it. But when you
Brother
find out why it is over the
over
road,
the road driver.
nurse,
Nurses.
ah,
Yeah, nurses. Okay,
nurses.
do you have the list, Brother Michael? Do you have that
No,
list?
I don't have the list. Do you have the list? You have the list? Okay, hold on. I can pull it up. I can pull it up. I can pull it up.
Yeah,
Just give me
you
a
could
moment.
give
Let them keep guessing. Let them keep
yeah,
guessing.
because you guys have not hit the number one, and I was shocked too when I found out the number one because there's statistics
Oh
about that.
man.
What?
We
It's not
researched it.
nurses?
It ain't nurses, no,
Dang. Okay.
no, but they're very close.
I'm excited to find
You
out.
were very, very close. Me too. I was like, what? When we researched it, and it's actually statistically
Ooh.
in the data. Yeah.
I got it.
Okay, here we go. I got it. Let me pull it. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Hold on. I got it.
But it's not teacher, but I see you put teacher here. Teacher, close though. Real estate agent.
Oh,
Nope,
don't skip mine.
nope. Ministers, nope. Did I skip yours?
What?
Teacher, nurses, no.
It's
None of
not
these.
ministers?
Not ministers. Although you know what, I think that would be close, but ministers are not firing. They're not really
Yeah,
divorcing.
it's
their
warm
husbands.
though. It's warm. That's
But
warm.
very warm. Firefighters, service industry, housewife. Actually, you know what? Statistically, they should have said that because they were saying professions, like so that's outside of home. But I think you're
Right.
right when it comes to that. Actually, maybe they would be wrong if they had actually considered inside of homes. But all the professions are outside of homes, and we have Brother Michael. Did you find it? Should
Yes, I
go
have
look
it.
up
I have
for
it.
you?
I have it. But
I'm
Okay.
I want to
excited
try
to
to.
find out what it
I
is.
want to. I want to control the screen so that I can show it. Hold on a second. I want to
Okay.
show it incrementally. I don't want to show it. Hold on
But
a
it is
second.
amazing how much stress can make women tear our house down. We will divorce the man. We will do all kinds of things because we are sweating by the brow that we shouldn't be doing, right? Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
you guys did hit the top three, by the way. There is the top three, but nobody got number one. Secretaries, better secretaries. Depends on what kind of secretary. But yeah. No. Lawyer. Very
All right.
close.
So let me pull it because I want to.
Very close.
I'm so intrigued right now.
Listen, I didn't get it either. If it makes you feel good, I didn't get it.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Content creator.
Top 10 occupations, right?
Go ahead, Brother Michael. You read that one.
Okay.
Let's see.
These occupations repeatedly appeared near the top in ACS derived list
Can you open it
compilations.
up all the way wider,
I
brother?
don't want to
Michael?
because I don't want them. I don't want them to
Nah, he
see.
don't want us to give it away. He's building the
Yeah, that's-
suspense.
Yeah.
But then you have to
that's-
start on the bottom because it's going to give you the
Yeah.
first one first.
All right. All right. So rates
You got to.
off. Yeah, no. Oh, start at the bottom of the list.
Yes.
Oh,
Because you're going
because
to
it
give away
starts
the
off at
first
number
one.
one. It starts off at
Yes.
number one.
Correct.
Oh,
It starts off nice. So
You might
scroll
just
all
need
the
to
way.
read them, bro.
right.
Otherwise, you're gonna accidentally slip and give it away.
Yeah, hold on a second.
You got to scroll. Yeah, just read them out for us. 'Cause
Oh,
you're
just
gonna
read them out.
tell us.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it off
And
the
then,
screen.
and then you can show
Yeah.
us in the end.
Okay, here you go.
Mhm.
Starting at number 10.
All right, so here we go. The bottom sources. Let me see. Top cockpit curation.
I started my drum roll at the wrong time. I see.
Okay.
I see.
All right.
That's
So
okay.
all right. So the bottom one out of 10. So the 10th one would be factory machine operators and some blue collar roles. So these are economic strain, shift work, declining industries show up in older ACS lists, right? CCB law, right? So it's factory machine operators and some blue collar roles.
Mhm.
That's number 10.
That's number
all
10
right.
at it.
Right.
We got still people
Number-
guessing, by the way. A lot of people
Yeah.
are guessing.
I prefer pre-up.
Okay,
right.
go ahead.
So
Uh-huh.
performing artists, music industry roles, touring, financial instability, and performance anxiety. Right, The Guardians. That's according to The Guardian. Right, so it's performing artists and music industry. These are entertainers. Right, that's number 9. You would think that would be high, right? You would think that would be high, right? All right.
So the person who guessed on the top was kind of like that. The pole
Okay.
dancer.
The pole dancers. Right, yeah, that's entertainment. Right, the other kind of entertainment. Right. So number 7.
Uh-huh.
Number 7.
Wait, what's
is-
number 8?
Number 8 were I'm sorry, that was 9. I'm sorry. Because I don't have the numbers on here. The numbers are not on here. That's what's
Oh, bro,
that's
I'm
what's
listening
on here.
intently. I'm curious.
I hear you, right? Because you can see numbers and I don't even see them, right? Okay, so 9 is performing arts.
Okay.
8 is, y'all ready? Is the military and certain transportation roles, truck sailors, prison guards, police officers, right? Long separations in these jobs, relocations, male environmental stress, according to divorce.com. So so there's military, right? So that is number 7. So no, that's number 8. So number 7, y'all ready? Retail. Telemarketing. Yeah, I would have never guessed that. Telemarketing, customer facing jobs, job instability, and stress that can strain marriages. Yeah. So okay. So all right. So there's strain because there's no certainty with retail, right? All right. It's not steady income based on commissions, right? Okay.
Well, adultery is probably kind of high in retail.
Probably so.
Because you're using your appeal, and then you fall into the persona that you're putting on.
For the sale, right? Right. So that could be, flirting for the sale. Definitely. I can see that. All right. So the next one up is retail. No, we said that. The next one up is nursing.
Yeah.
Several
people said nursing.
Nursing roles, long hours, right? So them nurses, they work on them shifts, right? So how do you not know that Melissa is saying she got the night shift and she really at work, or she's at the other kind of work?
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, exactly. No, this is real. It happens all the time.
That's all it is. They swapping each other, right? Yeah, exactly. All right, so nursing. All right, so the next one is hospitality and service roles. So these are your massage therapists, right? Shift work, load control over schedule stress. That's by CCB in law, right?
Yeah.
So the next one, so we got, how many we got left? We got 4 more left. So we got 4, 3, 2, and 1. So the fourth one, right, is dancers, entertainers, including exotic. That's your pole dancer, Graybeard.
Oh, that's one. Oh, okay.
It's the pole dancers number 4. Irregular schedule, industry risks, and relationship strain. Yeah. Guess, believe it or not, there is something worse than pole dancers.
And are we almost there? Or are we number 2 or
Yeah,
number 1?
we're up to number 3.
No, we're at number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Number
The last.
3.
Okay.
Right.
Last 3. Okay.
3 is flight attendants.
Oh,
Nobody said that.
They
Nobody
travel and they
said
stay in
that.
hotels, right? It's time away from
Darn it.
home, sleep disruption, relationship strain. They stay in hotels.
And listen, y'all
understand?
get exposed to rich people. First
Yes.
class.
Yes, first
know?
class, all of that stuff, right? Pilots, right? All right, number 2. Y'all ready for number 2?
Oh,
Somebody
goodness.
said this already.
Mm.
Bartenders. Yes,
She's a bartender.
Bartender.
All those drunk men. Oh my
Yes.
Lord.
Yes. And they telling her they love her. The more drunker she get them, the more they telling her that they love her. Right.
Yeah.
Late, irregular hours, alcohol exposure, social workplace temptations.
So they
Number
divorce at the
1.
highest rate. So this is the one that divorced at the highest rates.
It's the highest rate. Yo, I would have
Mhm.
never figured this one out.
Anybody? Last chance?
Anybody
Number
last
1?
chance? Did anybody think they could get number 1? Are we get any takers? Sister D?
Oh, man, I'm
No.
at the
No
edge.
takers in the
Literally, I'm
comments
at the
section?
edge of my seat. Literally.
Y'all ready? Gaming casino managers and gaming service workers.
Wow.
Why? I would have
Why?
never thought of a casino and gaming managers. Never thought of that. Right?
Ah,
Why? Because of irregular
no.
hours, nightlife, temptation, and workplace culture. Do you think about the big ballers at the crap table, right?
Yes, the
You
big
think
money,
about
man. The money.
the
Yeah.
ace, yeah. Gaming, because they're managers, they're handling the money, so they know who the big ballers and the shakers is coming through and stuff and so forth. When at nightlife, they got the drinks going, right?
It's the combination of everything, all of it. The pole dancing, the everything.
hit on,
Okay.
hey honey, bring
So-
me or bring me a drink. Okay. Oh, like casinos.
Yes,
Exactly. That's what we're
yes,
talking about.
yes.
Casinos.
I see something here, right? Starting at
Mhm.
like number 9 and working down.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
What we're seeing is like, so entertainers, like
Mm-hmm.
who are entertainers entertaining?
Men. Other
Right?
men.
It's the opposite sex generally,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Number 8, your military, your transport, your police. These are the people that are typically gone. They can be gone away from home for periods of time.
Yes.
Serving their country. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Retail. We talked about the whole flirting aspect, right? But the more we go down from here, nursing, dancers, like pole dancers, flight attendants, bartenders, all of these are people who serve.
Right.
Wow.
And they're
Gaming
serving
service
other,
worker?
and they're serving other people.
Right.
So they're not
And a
just
person
serving
can
the
look at you and be
employer.
like, you serve me well. Like,
Yes.
you can leave what you got and come with
Yes.
me.
Yes. They're serving people hands on. They're not just serving the employer, they're serving people hands on, mixed with alcohol, mixed with irregular work schedules and work hours and hours away from home. Even in booze are 2 big factors.
Yeah.
Right.
But they are serving, and women are made to serve, right? Because we are created to be the helpmates, but now we are serving all kinds of men.
By nature, right? Women are
Yeah.
designed to serve, right? And
And
if they
we're
know
getting-
that they're serving
wow.
is going to give them more tips, right? More tips. And you see this baller over here, you know what I mean? And he's like ruling the crap table and he's putting $500,000 there, $100,000 there, like no problem. They're easy. And he's hitting on that woman. Yeah,
Well, this is like this is
Wow.
they're saying that these jobs lead to divorce. This is what they're saying. These are the
these
ones that
jobs that
the
lead to divorce,
women
right?
are more likely to divorce
Yeah,
you,
and these and these
brothers.
and these and these and these are the
Mhm,
top three right here. Like
mhm.
flight attendants, bartenders, and then gaming casino managers.
Mm.
Yeah.
So run,
Mhm.
Forrest, run.
Yes, 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 yes,
Where
yes,
should you
yes.
be in the evening? Home.
Home.
So we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up. So what are we saying here this evening? Let's see the comment section, sis. What do we have in the
Well, there's
comment?
a
Let me
lot.
pull it up.
Toto
That
said,
Yeah,
what are the
let's
jobs with the least divorce rate for women?
oh well, that's a we didn't look that up.
Homemaker.
We didn't look. I think so. That's what
no,
y'all was saying, right?
right, homemaker, right?
A
That would be the
domestic
job.
engineer.
Yeah, that would be the
Domestic.
job. That would be the job with the least. Yeah, it was to be the homemaker. Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I'm gonna definitely include a link in the description or create an article.
Yes.
And because we also want, and we didn't go through it for the sake of time. I know it's getting kind of late. And that's up to you guys, because it to go through this thing. This is the other one that we have on here. I want to go through. No, was that?
Well, those were the 20 reasons why it's better to have the women work at home. I think
Yeah, at
also
home,
very
right?
nice because
Yeah, there's a
we
nice.
forg-
Yeah,
Mhm.
guys, say that again.
I think it's worth going through, Brother Michael,
You ever
because
gone through it?
we don't encourage women to work at home enough. Where everybody's telling us to leave.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Mm.
Let's go. Let's go for it. Let's
And
go
it kind
for
of
it.
answers this last question that he just said there. What are the jobs that least divorce?
Yeah. Well, we don't want to leave a cliffhanger and
You
close this out. Right.
know.
Okay. All right.
So
No
what's the
problem.
solution? What's the solution there? Yeah. Mhm.
Nobody got a curfew, do they? Right. I'll make sure nobody got a curfew. Yeah. Right. What
A
time you
lot of
gotta be
us are
home?
already at home.
What time you gotta be home?
Hey, I got a flight to catch. Sorry. Okay, here we go.
I'm waiting for this thing to come up. There we go. There we
I
go.
must say those casino places though really shocked me, but now when I reflect on it, I can see
Makes perfect
definitely.
sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the entire environment is set up to to take a risk.
They call Vegas Sin City, right?
Mm.
Vegas
Yeah,
is
Yeah.
but we
called
got
Sin
casinos
City.
everywhere. Like casinos are in
Everywhere,
Mississippi
But
and
no, but it's the concept of it. That's the thing. It's the
right,
concept of
right.
it. The concept promotes sin. It promotes divorce. Annulment in Vegas can be done in 48 hours.
Mm.
Right? You can end your marriage, right? Yeah. So it's all to promote sin. That's why they call it Sin City. They don't call it that for no reason.
But there's something about having a woman out there serving a man in that capacity, like that, to
Right.
please and to pleasure him. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
That was the
Yes.
point that I was getting at.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. All right. So
Dangerous.
plus
Like you think about a flight attendant, like her job, if it's a
Yeah.
woman, right? Her job is to
Mhm.
make the trip comfortable
comfortable,
for
right?
the attendees.
Attendees, right, right.
Yeah.
Or the pilot, right?
Sure. But
Yeah.
check this out, right? Like a man could be on a flight with his whole family, but
Mhm.
this woman, this flight attendant serves him better than what he
His
gets
wife.
at home because his
Right.
wife doesn't. So, like I
Right.
can,
Mhm.
And then she
He
and then his wife would
gets-
get intimidated because he's responding to her flirts. Why are you looking
Yeah,
at her
so,
like
yeah.
that?
Imagine sending your wife to work in these fields every day, and then she comes home, she's tired because she served other men and gave them all, that
all she has
energy
to
in
give.
her.
Yeah.
And then you
Yes.
come home and she comes home to you and like, ugh,
Yeah. Hi.
yeah.
You be like,
I
hi, how
get the
you doing?
scraps.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
get the scraps.
That's
You
it.
literally do. Yeah.
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 Yeah. All right. So sis, you want to read it?
So 20 reasons why wives and young women benefit more by working in their husband's or family business. And we looked that up, also Googled it. So it keeps her under proper covering. So, a woman working in her husband's business remains under his direct authority, protection, rather than being subject to strange men or worldly bosses. Ephesians 5:22 to 24. It strengthens the marriage bond. The shared work strengthens unity, teamwork, trust between husband and wife, and she labors not for strangers, but directly for the fruit of her household.
Mm.
Protects her from corruption. So many workplaces are filled with gossip and flirtation and ungodly influences that slowly reshape women's values at home or in the family business. She avoids these traps.
Mm.
It preserves her femininity because most outside careers push women to adopt masculine traits like competition and dominance and aggression, which erodes the gentle and meek spirit Yah calls women to embody in 1 Peter 3:4. It ensures her labor benefits her husband. So every ounce of her energy and her skill goes directly to building her own family's legacy, not enrich another man's corporation.
Mm.
It creates generational wealth. A family business becomes something children can inherit rather than paychecks that die with her. Her work adds to the long-term strength of her lineage.
Mm.
It keeps her priorities aligned. When work at home are intertwined, she can remain available for her primary ministry, her husband, her children, her household. Titus 2:4-5. It reduces stress and double burden. Women who work outside often face the second shift, coming home to cook and clean and care for family after a full day at work. Helping her
Mm.
husband's business allows her flexibility and balance. It protects her from male attention. So,
Mm.
officers and jobs often expose women to inappropriate attention, temptations, affairs, protects her from protects her from workplace assaults. Staying close to home avoids unnecessary risk. It aligns with Proverbs 31 model that we just read. The virtuous woman works with her hands and manages her household, trades wisely, all for her husband's family, not for a boss or outside employer. And encourages children to work alongside. I like that point because in family businesses, children can see, learn, and join in. They're
Mm.
trained by both parents in skills, responsibility, and values.
Mm. Yeah, that's a very important thing. Is because now it also helps to build not just building the marriage, but it's building the next generation.
Yes, the training is so important. So it provides flexibility for family needs. Instead of a rigid schedule, she can prioritize her household, homeschooling, or caring for relatives while still contributing economically. It keeps household secrets and dignity. Mhm.
Mm.
When women work outside, they often overshare gossip about family life and coworkers.
Right.
Working at home keeps the family affairs private and protected.
Yeah, so she's not venting about the husband or whatever argument or what have you that they may have or disagreement they may have, right?
Yes, we do tend to
Mhm.
do that outside. So it
Mhm.
prevents divided loyalty. A woman can't serve two masters, like we said before. If she gives her best energy to a boss all day, her husband, her children often get what's left over.
They get the crumbs.
Hmm. It trains younger women by working in the home or family business. She models Titus II, living to younger women, showing them how to prioritize family over worldly pursuits. It promotes modesty and safety. At home, in her husband's enterprise, she can dress and carry herself modestly without pressure to fit worldly fashion standards.
Mhm.
It fosters contentment, which I really agree with. Working for her own family progress, she avoids the endless career ladder competition, dissatisfaction many modern women face in jobs.
Mm.
It honors Yah's design for roles, and Yah designed men as providers and leaders, and women are helpers and nurturers. Genesis 2:18. Working in her husband's vision directly fulfills that design. It limits exposure to feminist ideology.
Mhm.
Workplaces are hotbeds for feminist and anti-family rebellious ideas. A
Mhm.
woman working with her family avoids being by discipled by the word
By the
or the
world.
world.
Mhm.
And lastly, it builds legacy over resume. Instead of just building a career history for strangers, she works builds her work builds a family name, inheritance, and generational stability.
Mm.
So that's just encouraging us to also just collaborate on a whole with our husbands or our masters to work with our family. Let me go back, Brother Michael.
I'm trying to get the cursor.
Okay.
Yeah. It was throwing me off. Yeah.
uh,
Cursor out of control.
my sisters in the audience, if you agree, do you agree that it's good or better to work with your family and your husband's
Yeah.
household?
Throw one in the
Do,
chat.
yeah. Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
think that um biblically and according to the sciences, the data that we put up,
Yeah.
is it better for a woman to first seek to try to work in the home before going to the outside if she's able to?
Hmm.
Uh she's Aruka, yeah, says, she said, a family business, tone. I know a few families that created their own businesses and they all work them together, the husband, wives, and children. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
how traditionally we did it
it's
before, like
traditionally how we did.
yeah.
Also, men are there with the play money, throwing it around. He's still back at that casino. Um,
Well,
but
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Irie Heights, wonderful study,
Mhm.
inspiring, edifying for the whole household. Thank you. Thank
No,
you.
this is basically it. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for participating in that polls and stuff. Thank you.
Good. So
Yes.
here's number
Yes.
one.
Okay.
Very good. Glad you read
Yeah.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
thank you. Thank you. Hey, Sister D. Like, listen, I
Mhm.
was ready to
Mhm.
I was ready to pull it out. Sister D said, no, let's do this. Let's do this. Yeah. All right. So what are we saying here? Should men be hiring out their wives to another man after looking at all this information? Health problems, stress, high divorce rate, jobs, right? Should men be doing this? I would say, and you would say, what would you guys say? Before I say anything, what do you guys say? What would you say? What would you say, Ak? Should men
I,
be hiring out their wives to another man?
I would say that man should examine his house and examine his wives,
Very carefully.
and he has to, right. You have to be willing to assume the risk if you do.
Mm.
Mhm. Mhm.
There's a lot of factors, like,
There's a lot of factors.
a lot of
Mhm.
factors that we don't really
Mhm.
consider following the
Mhm.
cultural norms.
Mhm.
You
We
know,
said
a man gets sick.
no.
A man gets sick. And his wife is able to step into the role while he's sick until he gets better. I can't fault that man for moving this way, but
Yeah.
Right.
simultaneously, is it the best thing to do?
Mhm.
That is for each man to decide for his own house.
Right. Exactly. But given the biblical wisdom as well as the scientific data and information, it's not the wisest choice, especially if she has not prioritized being a worker at home first.
Right? Especially if there's not a need for it
Right.
and you're
Right.
just
And definitely
using it
there's
to
not a need
just
for it. If it's just to follow the cultural trend, because all of the sisters in her soror, this is
oh
what they
gosh.
do, or this is what they did, right? Oh,
Mhm. Mhm.
they on their career path, right?
Mhm.
And that'd be the best thing. What do you say, sis?
Well, I can't answer for a man. The question is, should a man be
Oh,
hiring out?
Good answer.
Well, what do you think? Do you think it's a good ambition for a woman to have to be
I
hired
think
out?
I
Put
think
it
that
that
I
way.
got
Answer it
what I
from a
got
lady's
from that. From
perspective,
a
right?
woman's perspective, I'm thinking seek first the kingdom. I got that one in my heart. So my husband's kingdom, my master's kingdom, I'm going to seek that first. And whatever he gives me the order to do after, it's still for him. So,
Mm,
whatever the answer that is for him, I'm going to go for it, but with that mentality, with that heart in mind.
with that
Yeah.
heart. So you thinking kingdom
Mhm.
first? Mm,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like that. I like that.
Mhm.
And what do you say? You are watching on a playback. If you were
Mhm.
here, you stuck it out this far, you watched this whole video. What do you say? Should men be hiring out their wives to another man? We want to know what you think. We want to know your thoughts. Do you have any objections or suggestions? Do you think it's not a good idea for a man to, or do you think that that's the thing that he should do? Like, that's how you're gonna get ahead, right? Put it down in the comment section. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your feedback.
Yes.
Definitely. Also, if you liked this content that we did, this live stream, you got some good value out of this today. Because we certainly had a joy in doing this today. It was really a lot of fun. Very engaging. If you got something out of this, you got some value out of this. Listen, don't be selfish, man. Don't keep that love to yourself. Share that love with somebody else. Share the link. There's somebody else that can be blessed just the same. And if you
Mhm.
never subscribe to the channel, definitely hit that subscription and
Mhm.
hit the notification bell so that you can get future notifications, right? And on top of that, because we have been in the YouTube doghouse, you want to take down my email address that's streaming at the bottom of the screen, right?
Mhm.
So that you can email me. And when you email me, I'll put you on the email list. And once you're in the email list, when we are going to upload a new stream or a video, I'm going to send you an email to notify you. And this way, we don't have to depend on YouTube, right? We will independently promote our content ourselves. And also, with that being said, we want to also, Brother Jeremy was not with us here tonight, but this is the call letter to his channel going on over. He has some good content, great content over there. Definitely go and check him out. Like, share, subscribe, right? He's busy tonight. He has some other things that he was doing business wise, so he wasn't able to be with us here tonight. And call for wisdom. Yours truly. Definitely, you want to go on over to her channel, brothers. If you want your wives to get a hold of some wisdom from a daughter of Zion, this is the channel that you want to go for. Call for wisdom. Sister Deborah up here in the upper right corner. This is the call letters for her channel. Go over there, like, share, subscribe, right? And when you finish doing that, like and share again, right? All right, good. And after that, we got Brother Noah. He wasn't here with us tonight, but this is the call letters, his channel, Tree of the Field. His channel is building and growing. Definitely want to go on over there and support the brother, like, share, and subscribe. And definitely Brother Tony, he's not here with us. He's in school. He's gonna be in school until December. But we want to push the brother. Going over to his channel, like, share, and subscribe. So this is what we do. This is the man. And so, as a reminder, in terms of next week, Monday, we start Matriarchy Mondays, and then a week after that, it's going to be
Yay.
Man Cave Mondays, right?
Yay.
So the topic for next week on Matriarchy Monday is going to be the topic: is it biblical for a wife to endure life-threatening abuse? You don't want to miss that one. Mark your calendars, right? Tell a friend and tell a friend to tell a friend, right? You
Mhm.
want everybody that you know and you care about, so every sister that you know and you care about, be there next week, Monday, as we will go through this particular topic and we will dig into it, and seek what thus saith Yah, what his word says, right? And then definitely this coming Shabbat, we want you to definitely come on and join the link on 9:30 a.m. next week. Masculine Monday, same time, 8:30 p.m. Shabbat morning Bible day is 9:30 a.m. and each is Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Standard Time. And the topic is we're going to be going into our 6th installment, right? On how Yeshua, Torah, and polygamy are used to evangelize the world. And it's the 6th installment. Anything you guys want to say or add? Anything I didn't miss? I missed?
I think you said that it was this coming Shabbat. I think it's the one after that, isn't it?
Right. I'm sorry. And that's the reason why it was supposed to be announced after the Masculinity Monday. Correction. It's not this coming Shabbat. It's the Shabbat after. So not this weekend. It's the weekend after is when we will be doing this particular installment or next installment on how Yeshua, Torah, and polygamy are used to evangelize the world. The 6th installment. It's the 6th installment. So if you haven't caught the first 5, we encourage you to do it. There's a lot of meat in those installments. So go ahead on over there and be fed. Be fed.
Yeah,
be fed.
a lot's going on. So we have a great discussion. You all Most High blessing you all.
Thank you.
Amen,
Most High.
amen,
Thank you, sis.
amen.
Thank you. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Amen. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming through tonight. I feel special. You came through.
So yes, shalom, Brother Daniel.
Blessings to you. Shalom, shalom to you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Glad you got something out of this. So what do you say, panel? Final words.
Sister Irie Heights said, in remembrance of my granny, I got to confirm her fruits of having been an amazing, warm-hearted, skilled homekeeper show in her legacy. Man, what a compliment. Return to the good old ways. Yah's way is perfect.
It's perfect.
Wow.
Nothing doesn't need to be tweaked. Yes.
Amen. And her grandmother just passed away this year.
She just passed away a few weeks ago. Maybe we could say literally a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
May that be the testimony of our women. Man.
Yes. And that's why we want to do streams like this. We want to do content. We want to create content because we want to build us up as a people, right? Because, we're coming out of Babylon.
Yes. Amen.
coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Sold out for the study. May this edify the body of Israel. Shalom. Nishpacha Ba'is Yahuel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. It was great. Well, Brother Ak, would you be so kind to close us out in a word of prayer?
Absolutely. Brother Ak, you're so funny.
Brother Ak, I'm gonna say it twice. It's so nice.
Oh, Abiyah, we come before you and we say Toda Rabbah, for your grace and your mercy, for your love and kindness, for the knowledge that you allow us to have, the wisdom to apply the knowledge. We ask that as we go forth, those that were here and those that were not able to be here, that you strengthen their homes, that you fuse back the home dynamic with your Torah so that we can walk and lead our families in a way and submit to our families in a way that brings honor and glory to your name. May we submit to your way. We ask that your loving hand stretch far and wide, that you protect your people in their homes as they traverse their jobs and their lives the rest of this week. May you provide them safety and security in their homes and abroad, all according to your will. Those that will be traveling, whether they are traveling from the States to Africa and beyond, this week we ask that you protect and preserve their lives and their families. And we ask that your hand steady those that are pregnant with children as you are advancing your kingdom. Your kingdom come, your will be done. And we ask all these things until we meet again and beyond. And Hashem Yehoshua and Hashem Yah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Amen. Yes. Thank you so much.
Amen.
Wow.
We
did it, y'all.
We did. It was wonderful. Wonderful.
Oh
Hallelujah.
man, oh man. And you had the special effects going on when we started earlier, right?
I like it. I
Then
love
you had the
having you. It's been so fun
Brother, I was
having you,
following
brother.
you.
It has
Yeah,
been a
so yeah,
blessing, and your wife too in this chat's
yeah,
their
thank you
blessings
so
as
much. Thank you
well.
so much, sister. Thank you
Sure.
so much. Thank you so much. Thank
Yeah,
you
brother
all.
B,
Great
thank you so
discussion of Jesus.
much.
Y'all be the glory.
Yes.
Y'all be the glory. Y'all be the glory. Let's let's
Mm.
continue, fam. Let's do this together. All right. With that, well, like as we said, you don't have to go home, but no, but for
All right.
so
Shalom, everybody.
Blessings and shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Blessings.
For King and King, we bid you shalom. All right, good
Shalom.
night. Love you all.